All right. Welcome. This is the WolfNCline podcast, season 2, episode 2. Welcome back. The WolfNCline show. We are the elite podcast of the NHL 95 online world. Fact-based, non-repetitive, authentic, and genuine. We are all those things. Joining us today, excited to talk to this guy, is the owner and the GM of the Taipei Typhoons. Nathan, welcome.
Welcome, Nate.
Yeah, good to be here, guys. Good to be here.
Yeah.
I just want to apologize for the last 2.5, 3 weeks of craziness of trying to get you on. Our schedules were a little bit nuts. We're just glad we were able to hold on and get you on. So we're really looking forward to this, man.
Well, it's the celebratory night now, after your big win last night. Are we going to start there? That's a big win. That's a big series win.
We'll get there. Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about Highland before we get to there. So, but I'm really interested because I really want to learn about you guys. I'm really curious, because we don't get to hear. Like I said with we had Brandon on from Segathon group, and I'm like, you always hear from Nick. So we hear a lot from Sean. We hear some from Colin. So we want to hear from you.
Yeah.
So
sure.
Go ahead, why don't you go?
So just to kind of get into it, we're going to ask you some questions. Get to know you. We'll kind of swap back and forth with our questions, and we'll just kind of try to have some fun. So just to start out, when did you start playing video games?
Oh, from, I don't know, probably like 4 or 5 years old, like pretty young. Like Sean's 6 years older than I am, or 6.5 years older. And then I have a middle brother who's 4 years older. So kind of like right when I could hold a controller, like they've been playing. So I kind of just joined.
How old are you?
Turning 35 this year.
Okay. All right. So you are young. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, I've been playing for a while and started on the Genesis, started Sega right away. So that's kind of my first system, and played like PS2 after that, and back to the Sega. Yeah.
Now, I think we might have talked to Sean about this. Did you guys get it for Christmas or something like that?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I don't really remember when we first got it. I remember playing a baseball, I don't know, there was an old baseball game that we used to play nonstop, and I could probably still recite all the home run totals. I was just obsessed with this game, playing it constantly. And we played an old hockey game, I want to say 90, I don't know what it was actually, 93 or 94, I think. I hadn't played 95 until I don't know, in the 2010s or something like that. So
okay.
yeah, I grew up, I don't remember if it was 94 or 93. I think they were kind of a similar gameplay, if I recall.
Yeah, it was probably, I feel like everybody would say it's 94, but I remember 93 more than I even
That's what I think it was too. Yeah. But it was slow. It was because I remember the first time I played 95, I was like, fuck, this is a totally different style. And I didn't really like it at first, but yeah.
All right.
So did you have a middle brother between you and Sean?
Yeah.
Why does he
so
play?
Does he play video games?
Yeah, no, he's not into that at all. He's the least. Me and Sean are both quite competitive, and middle brother, he's not into that at all. No, he's could care less.
It's almost like the Manning brothers. There's that third brother.
Is there a third? I actually didn't even know there was a third.
No, no, don't say that.
Cece's got some.
It's not true. Cooper was a big time football player.
I'm teasing you, but yeah, you hear about Eli and Peyton, but there's this third brother we don't know about.
Yeah, that we don't know about.
Yeah.
Well, it's like in basketball, there's the I don't know if you guys follow basketball at all, but there's the Gasol brothers, Pau and Marc Gasol.
Yeah.
But then there's a third as well that no.
Don't give your list yet. Don't give your list. We'll get there. So we know about the video game hockey, and obviously I follow you on Instagram, so I see you're obviously a bachelor and you're traveling. So tell us, what do you do for a career? Why are you traveling? What's going on?
Yeah, so I teach English online. I've been doing that for, I don't know, almost 10 years now.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I'm also in school now too, for psychotherapy. So I'm kind of settled in Toronto for now. I've been hopping around for years, but now I'm setting up shop in Toronto now. So yeah.
Did you know that that's what I do for a living?
I had an idea. I wasn't
Yeah.
sure exactly what you did, but
Yeah.
yeah, is it actually?
Yeah,
Psychotherapy. Oh, right on.
I have a group practice. Yeah.
I
Oh,
hope
cool.
I really hope you're more normal than this fucking guy because he's insane. So I hope
So,
you're more normal.
what do you mean by a group practice? Like what
Basically, I started a practice in 2017, and 6 other clinicians now
Oh, right on.
work in my practice. Yeah.
Cool.
This guy works
Oh,
his
okay.
ass off. He really does. This guy works his ass off. He's two jobs, and sometimes he's had 3 jobs. So this guy works his fucking ass off.
Yeah, like I teach also. I teach at the college level, but the other day you said otro vez. Do you speak Spanish?
Yeah. So I lived in Guatemala for a little bit, so I kind of learned Spanish there, and yeah, been like I'm generally like hate the snow, so every winter I was kind of just
Oh wow.
going somewhere warm, usually Spanish speaking, and so yeah, my Spanish is decent. Getting
Cool.
worse now that I'm in Toronto, but yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So you said Toronto? So where are you located right now?
Yeah, right in the city.
Yeah.
Right in the heart. Yeah.
So that's why you went to that tournament because you were literally right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was 20 minute subway away. So yeah.
But you didn't grow up in Toronto, right? You grew up.
No, I've been here since July, August. So no, I'm pretty new to the city. Don't really know too much.
Okay.
Too many people here or too many things that are going on. So
Gotcha.
Okay.
So when I ask the next question.
Yeah, I mean, I know we asked Sean this question, but so do you have an NHL team that you support?
to be honest, I don't really watch hockey at all anymore.
Oh wow.
Grew up watching hockey. I was like randomly like St. Louis Blues. I'm not really sure where that came from. Like Brett Hall, I think. Like I had a bunch of like hockey cards of Brett Hall. Sean like New Jersey. My other brother like Detroit, and it was just like random teams. I'm not sure where those came from, but and yeah, no, like I think it was like the lockout around that time. I switched to basketball, became a pretty big basketball fan.
The 06?
Is that when it was? Yeah, it was
Somewhere around there.
05, 06, something like that.
So
Yeah.
Toronto was pretty young.
Yeah. Well,
I'm talking about the Raptors. The Raptors were pretty young.
they were shit. Yeah, they were shit for like so many years too. So it's been exciting recently because they've been good and they won whatever 3 years ago. So it's I feel like I became a fan at a pretty good time. But I remember those old Leafs teams with like Darcy Tucker and Sundin and those teams that were like they were always in the playoffs and stuff. It was competitive, fun teams. But yeah, no, I don't really watch hockey too much now. Don't have a team to be honest. Yeah.
So if the Maple Leafs made the playoffs, would you be getting together to go out and watch playoff games or no?
No, maybe if it was
later, not
maybe Stanley Cup, maybe
Okay.
I doubt I would. I honestly wouldn't. No, I really don't give a shit. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Raptors for sure. Raptors, I'd be all about it.
Raptors would be out. Okay.
Because I don't know if you've seen they have I think it used to be called Maple Leaf Square. It's now like Jurassic. It's like in front of the stadium.
Okay.
And like everyone will go and like stand there and watch it on the big screen outside.
Oh, okay. They have like a big a gathering area, I guess, where you can hang out.
So it's like a big party kind of, and we used to always go down there for Raptors playoff games.
Okay.
Really good time. Yeah.
Yeah, Philadelphia has the same thing. It's called Live.
Yeah.
And it's like got like 5 or 6 different beers and beer gardens inside. It's like a mall.
Big
right.
Yeah.
But it's outdoor or in?
No, it's in. Well, it's got outdoor area, but inside it's like being in a mall because it has down the middle. Like down the middle is just big and open. So there's like TV screens everywhere. And when they flip to like Philadelphia during a sporting event, they usually go to the inside of Live because that's where a lot of people are hanging out. I don't think we've ever had like, some stadiums like host, like they'll like say the Eagles are in the Super Bowl and like the link, they have everybody come and watch at the link. They don't do that. They have it at Live because it's so big and they just bring people in there and charge them.
Gotcha. What's the link? Is that an outdoor like a
the link is the link is where the Eagles play, Lincoln Financial Field.
Oh, I got you. Okay. But like out front they'll have like
so the link, the Citizens Bank where the Phillies play, and it's first
Flyers.
and what's it called
Wells
now?
Fargo.
Wells Fargo are all on the same piece of property. They all share parking
Oh, okay.
lots. Yeah,
Oh,
everything is
wow.
right in one central area. So I guess you've never been to Philadelphia.
No, no,
Yeah,
never. No.
yeah, it's all in one central area. I don't know. I mean, I've been to Atlanta. Atlanta's kind of the same way. Everything's in one central spot. So that's why Philadelphia is. It's all right there. So when you go down to a game, there's all huge amount of parking lots around too, and
Wow.
all the stadiums are right there.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
But like,
yeah,
yeah, huh. So
yeah.
if
So
there's like
in
basketball and hockey at the same time, like if they're
yeah,
both in
and so
playoffs or something, like,
and when when the Phillies are in the playoffs, that place live is packed. Even when the
right.
stadium's packed, that place is packed also. So it's like a place where you can just go.
Yeah, same with the Eagles.
Yeah, you can just go and hang out
Yeah.
and be with people, even though you can't get into the game.
Yeah, exactly,
So,
exactly. Which is like kind of a better atmosphere anyway, right?
yeah.
Like
Well,
that's,
if you're in your 20s, I can't do
right,
that now.
right.
I
Yeah, like
couldn't do it now. But
I kind
yeah,
of feel the
definitely.
same when
It serves its purpose.
Yeah.
It serves its
yeah,
purpose.
for sure.
So give us some of your NHL 95 history.
Yeah. Teams you like to play with? Anything? Anything. What do you got?
Yeah, like I think I started in, I think it was like 2013 is my first like tourney that I joined, like the Waterloo tourney. And I hadn't played, like I think Sean just told me like, hey, come down and play, and we maybe like busted out a console like the night before, and like I'd never played before or whatever, so that was kind of my introduction. Struggled through those first couple tourneys for sure. And yeah, I don't know, like it's been kind of fun. Like this has been great because like I used to only play once a year at this tourney, and then I'd always feel by the end of the tourney, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm starting to get the hang of it, like I'm starting to figure this out, and then you don't play for a year and just super rusty again. But
It's so weird to me that guys who didn't, and look, I'm a huge 95 fan, but I'm a 95 player. I love it. But I went to 96. I went to 97. Like I kept going with the franchise. I didn't stay with 95 and just play 95. I went back to 95 in 2013, but I played each year up to like 2006. So when I stopped buying the games, you know what I mean?
Right.
So so to me, it's always interesting that when you don't have the connection to the game, that you or somebody like Comical, who's super young in the early 20s, just wants to play the game. It's fascinating that it entertains you.
For
You know
sure,
what I mean?
for sure. Yeah, no, like I think when I first started playing, like when Sean told me to come to the tournament, I was like, I started playing, I was like, I remembered the gameplay from like 94, 93 or whatever, that like slow kind of like long turns and stuff, and I was like, I don't really like this 95 feel, but obviously it's kind of great now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my first. I remember 96 too, like playing that, and wasn't it like a super fast, like it was a totally different
96
game,
was
right?
very different. The animation was different. It was,
right.
and then we loved it in Philadelphia because the Flyers were one of the best teams in it. So
Oh, I
we
got you.
loved
Okay.
it. So yeah.
So you said because you didn't play a lot, you kind of struggled through those first tournaments, but by the end of them, you started to pick things up. Did you, like your brother's obviously a really good player. Did you feel like you're pretty skilled at the game? Like you have a natural ability, or?
I didn't in this game, no. I think
No?
in general, like video games, I'm pretty good. Like I played well with like Tuck in the league, and with golfer Gabe, like they're my two buddies from my hometown. So we used to play like, I don't know what NHL, what probably like the like NHL 12 to 16 range. Like we were playing that pretty consistently. Me and golfer would always like we lived down the street from each other, so we'd always be playing that. So like we were good in that game. So I was like, like I can pick this 95 up, but it's like so much different than like the modern games that it's but I don't know, it kind of translates now. I can feel like the deking ability kind of translates and stuff. Like I feel I don't know, the one
I don't
timers
know,
are totally
man.
different, but
I think it's pretty close. I like it because it is so similar to the real. I mean, I know it's got its aspects that aren't real, but shoot, pass, hit. Like that's all I care about. You know what I mean? Like I don't need the L2, the L1, the super deke that you do with the joystick. Like that's how I grew out of it. You know what I mean? Like playing my kids, they do crazy shit, and I'm like, I just want to shoot the puck. I don't want to put it through my legs, go behind the net, and do the Michigan. I have no interest in doing that.
Also, in some of the newer games, can you even flip the puck in the corner? Like, I've never
no,
seen.
no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
That's a cool. I like that aspect of this game a lot.
Yeah,
Like
So do I.
it's very
it's like
different.
something that we weren't. I would say like it wasn't really. I don't know. Like I wasn't really aware of like the flip You didn't use it. Well, I guess the flip I did, like the dump behind the net, like never use that.
Yeah. Oh
While
yeah.
joining this league, right? Like that's
Yeah.
totally new. And that's like a
Honestly,
key part of my game now, I think.
I can say this high coming up, this tournament coming up in a few weeks.
Yeah.
It'll probably be the first time I've ever dumped the puck in the corner. Like I've never done that before.
Right.
In all the
You're
highs-
hoping that's going to do something for you?
Well, in 9 years of playing this tournament, I've never done that.
So now you're going to lose, but you'll be dumping the puck and losing.
No, I think it's
Do
gonna
you, do you mean like the A flip in the corner or the like
I
B
mean
behind the
the A-
net? And
I
yeah,
mean
the A
like-
flip.
like a lot of this shit that the Pittsburgh guys do. Or
Right,
like Nipples makes a concerted effort to enter the zone,
Mhm.
swing back out of the zone, flip it in the opposing corner.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That's something I'm starting to kind of do. You know?
Right.
Yeah, that's an interesting play.
Right,
It's because you get an opportunity to dead man way more than if you just cross the crease and
Totally.
stayed in the zone. So it's an
It-
interesting play.
I have found it like backfiring. I think when I was playing Colin last year, like he was just grabbing the puck and getting
Yeah.
control. So it's like I don't know, there's a balance of like when to use it. I don't think you can overuse it either.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
So let me ask you a question. And obviously, you guys, like you said, you didn't play 95 often. So when you and Sean did play sports games versus each other, who won the most?
Oh, Sean, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
It's,
Okay.
yeah.
Is that just 'cause he
6 year
was
gap
older than you?
is, yeah.
Yeah.
6 year gap is tough to overcome.
Okay. Because
for
I have a
sure.
brother that I'm 2 years older, and I think 6 years is a big gap.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, he'd crush me.
do you and Sean, are you guys like competitive? Do you kind of go after each other with some of these things you're trying to do?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're both pretty competitive. Like, I would say like reasonable, not like crazy competitive, but like we both like to win, and we're gonna like work at it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
have you guys ever gotten let me ask you a question. As brothers, have you ever gotten a fight?
I don't think so. No, I
Okay.
don't think so.
Okay. Yelling, never like yelling either, or I'm not saying even physical.
No, like I don't know. Like I'm kind of a peacemaker, like
Okay.
of the family. I'm pretty
And
chill.
you're also younger, so you kind
I'm
of
younger for
yeah,
sure.
I guess you kind of avoided that. Yeah.
Sean, Sean would be more likely to get in a fight for sure. But yeah, no, I don't think we have actually, no, which is kind of surprising. Yeah.
Being the younger brother, though, do you feel like you have a chip on your shoulder? Like you've had to kind of scratch and claw to get noticed and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I think there's like something about like we used to play road hockey, and he would it was like him and his buddy, and then me and my friend who were both 6 years younger, and they'd give us a 9-0 lead, games to 10, and beat us every time. And it was like, so it's just like shit like that. It's like yeah, no, I enjoy beating him every time for sure. It's take some pleasure in that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
You want me to get the next one?
Yeah.
All right. So let's get. I want to ask you about since you're traveling. Give me the two. What is it?
Top places.
Yeah, the two top places. Name your two favorite places that you've been to.
Well, I'll go with Taiwan. We'll stick with the Taipei name there.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Taiwan. And really cool. I lived there for I think 6 months or so. Like super nice weather, like super friendly people, just like good vibes. It's a kind of just like an ideal little island, actually. Yeah, really like that. I don't know. This past summer, I was in Kazakhstan, which I really enjoyed. Kazakhstan, like had no expectations, and it was like the people were just like unbelievably helpful and like friendly and stuff, which like stood out. Yeah, it was like really cool.
So with the first thing, Taiwan, what brought you out there for 6 months?
Yeah, I was just teaching. Like I've still just been teaching, so I was like, yeah, fine, I'll just go to Taiwan, right? Like it's I really had no obligation, right? Like had no girlfriend, nothing like keeping me here. So I was just like, oh, let's I'm go somewhere warm. That's the main thing.
So when you're teaching English, you're doing it online?
Doing it online, yeah. Mostly Chinese students. Most of my students are in China. So also like being in Taiwan, it was kind of nice. Like now I'm waking up early in the morning to teach with the time change. But being over there, it was kind of nice. I could like had more flexibility and
Okay.
Yeah. So that was a key reason. It was just a nice spot, pretty cheap too.
Nice. And then did you say
Kazakhstan?
Kazakhstan, yeah. Yeah, it was cool. Like it was like I just went to that area. I went to Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, and
Is
Kyrgyzstan,
that
which is
all?
just
Was that all part of the USSR that broke up?
yep, exactly. So it's a pretty fascinating area because it's like it's kind of a mix of like the Mongolian, like traditionally like the Mongolians came through that area, so there's a lot of like Mongolian history there. And then it's like a lot of Russian as well. So it's like it's a fascinating mix.
What's the landscape like?
Really mountainous.
Okay.
It was kind of cool because like Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan are like pretty like vast mountainous. Kyrgyzstan is, I think there was a name, like it's called like the Switzerland of Asia, something like that. So it's like kind of there's like some lakes and mountains and stuff like that.
Was it cold?
When I was there in the summer, it wasn't, but it can get pretty cold. Yeah,
Okay.
it's like high elevation in some parts.
Okay.
And then Uzbekistan is bordering that, and it's like desert, so it was completely different. It's like
Oh, wow.
it's like Middle Eastern kind of vibe there. So
Okay.
they have all the mosques, and it was like really unique.
So how'd you pick that? I mean, do you like spin a globe around and just?
Yeah, no, I've been looking at that area for a long time, and but it's super expensive to fly there, so I had some points saved up, and I was like, shit, like I'm not really gonna have an opportunity to get there again, so let's just use these points up. I spent a couple extra hundred to like cover the balance, and it's like super cheap once you're there. It's just getting there is the problem, right? So it was yeah, no, it was sweet. Like it was a really great trip. Yeah.
Okay. So out of all the places you visited, what's the worst place?
I'm gonna go with you. I went to Ukraine a couple years ago. Didn't really enjoy. Didn't really have like the best experience in Ukraine.
And reason why?
The people were kind of like unfriendly. I thought, like not helpful at all. I got some money stolen there as well.
Oh wow. Okay.
It was just kind of like things didn't go according to plan. It was kind of nice, but it was just kind of like maybe not the best vibes on that trip for sure. Yeah. Which was kind of surprising. I was very excited to go too. So
they ripped the bed apart.
Rip the bed apart, did you say?
Yeah.
How many dogs do you have, Wolf?
Two.
Nice.
Two big dogs.
Okay. How old?
They're kind of puppies. They're going to be 3 in August, so like 2.5.
Busy or chill?
They're pains in the ass. Yeah. They're kind of pains in the ass. They are.
What kind of dogs? Black Lab, is that one? Or?
No, so Cece, she's the black one. She's a mix. I can't even tell you what she is. The other one, Tito, is a mixture of boxer and hound mix.
Hound,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Right.
So he's, yeah.
Hounds are pretty active, aren't they? Is that
Yeah, they like to get out and run in my backyard. But it's like 18 degrees right now, so it's like freezing out. So,
oh, okay.
At least for Philadelphia, it's cold. I don't know.
18. Let me see that conversion here. I'm not too good at doing that.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's freezing here. It's freezing right now as well. Minus, yeah, okay. 18. I'll give you it right now. It's
the conversion.
-2 Fahrenheit here right now.
Oh,
it's brutal. Yeah, it's awful right now. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. All right. Mike's cleaning up a little bit after these dogs destroyed their bed.
Whose bed was it?
Both of theirs.
Ate it.
Yeah. So we got an interesting question coming up for you, but I'll wait for Mike to come back because
he's gonna be mad at you.
I want to hear this. I want to hear this experience.
Well, how about you give us a preview of your Years in G-Lux series while we're waiting here? What are your expectations for that one?
I think it's going to be a great series. Actually, I think we split during the season.
Okay.
I traded him John LeClaire, so that's going to be interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I did get a 1st round pick from him, so.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that deal. Because when I first saw it, I was like, shit, like that's Leclerc's pretty good. But now, are you feeling better about it with now that Tuck dropped out? His players are going into the draft too.
I think this draft is
Pretty
pretty
deep
good.
draft now, yeah.
Yeah. And I got 2 first-round picks. And interestingly, if G-Lock ends up beating me, which I do not think is going to happen, but if he does, and he gets to the finals, I got his first pick.
Right,
So
right.
if he makes it to the final game, the championship, I'm guaranteed the first or the second pick. So it might work out. I do think it's going to be a good series. I don't think it'll be a short series. I could see it going 6 or 7.
Yeah,
Definitely.
4-2. I think you win 4 games to 2.
Yeah.
Gee,
And-
sorry. I just think he wins 4 games to 2.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just what it is.
All right, on to
So-
the next one.
All right, where were we? Right. Oh yeah. So we know I mentioned that you went to the Dark Side tournament.
Yep.
In Toronto. Just give us a little run through of that, since we love talking about tournaments. So give us a little synopsis.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. Hadn't been to a tournament since like 2018, I think. So it was like I kind of forgot what it was like just being in a live tourney, playing people live. It's awesome. Yeah, it was cool. Like the place was huge. I don't know. Did you guys see pictures of the venue?
Yeah. Yep.
We
So it's
saw some
pretty
video.
like it's a pretty ideal venue, but it was like mixed with the 94. It would be great to just have one with the 95 because we were kind of a bit like off to the side.
Yeah,
But
not
no,
as
like,
expected.
Not as respected, yeah, for sure. Which like is understandable. The 94 guys have been doing that for a while, but
Yeah.
no, it was cool. Like I think what do we have, 18 people, something like that.
That's good.
And like what 6 or 7, I want to say 7 from the league, and then a bunch of random. So it was kind of cool, like not knowing the other people's like playing styles and like their go-tos. So yeah, I don't know. It was just really, really interesting. I kind of like thought we were going to like just not destroy, but like win every game. I kind of thought it was like guaranteed that we would be crushing, which didn't. It kind of happened at the end, like we were the final guys, but overall, like it was pretty close. Like I was impressed by the skill level of the other guys.
Was that was all on consoles?
All on consoles? Yep.
Okay.
All on consoles. We like I brought my own controller. I still have it here, and just like switched it out each time.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good. It was really, really good.
So who did you play in the championship again?
Sagathon, yeah.
Sagathon.
And you lost on a down B? No, you won, right?
You won.
I won, yeah. He had to beat me twice. He beat me the first game, and then I beat him the second game in OT. So that was
Nice.
yeah. And he beat LHX in the semis to get there. So,
On a down B, right?
on an up B.
Up B.
Up B,
That's
yeah.
what it was.
Yeah, LHX is probably having like
Yeah, that's what I was thinking last night. I was like,
flashbacks of
holy
this
shit,
guy.
like yeah.
Sorry.
Up B and a
I was at
down
the top
B.
in circles. I was not at mid ice. So I don't care what anybody says. And so that brings another question. So you don't. I mean, I think you might have groaned a little bit, but Sean and Colin cracked me up as was calling them the morality police today because they like to talk about it. What is that? Is that just his lawyer background? Is that what it is? He likes
I don't know. They hate the damn B. It's always been like frowned upon in our tournaments. I don't think anyone's really used it. I don't really understand it. Like I think it's just a fucking terrible move. Like I think people are way overusing this down B nonsense.
I agree.
Watching your series, Wolf, your first one, you were passing up on like breakaways to throw down Bs, and like I don't understand.
Who, me?
Like playing.
No, yeah. That's the problem.
Listen,
you can't let it become part of your offense. It's a desperation shot. That's all it is.
I think, in fairness, it's part of what I'm doing now, but it's definitely not. Like when you watch, I mean, Sagathon, for some reason, it seems like he's not doing it as much.
No, because he's doing the seagull more.
Yeah, which that move, I think I wrote it up on Discord. That seems to be the least, like, I don't know, that move it never works.
It doesn't do anything.
Oh no, it worked. It's worked twice on me. That's
Has it really?
Go. Yeah. I played him twice, and he scored 1 goal each game on it, and I was just like, "What the fuck?"
It worked twice out of what, 50 tries? I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I don't think it's really effective either. I like, I think it's very similar to the down B. It's like you can do this every time, but like, what chances are you giving up to like it's successful once in a while, but
I'm just interested to see what happens with that because what did Magnus say? He's going to raise the boards. he raises the boards,
True.
it's going to make that very different because it goes out
Yeah.
90% of the time.
But
Right,
also,
right.
Nathan, back to,
Guys, want to go out?
I think my series against Comical,
Look.
I scored one down B. But I
Mhm.
mean, honestly, in 6 games, I might have tried it maybe 3 times,
Mm,
4
mm.
times. I think it just sticks out because
Right.
people are like anti down B.
Right.
But I mean, for the most part, I'm varying what I'm trying to do.
Right.
Bumping it in, one timers, cross creases,
Mhm.
down B. But I think I only tried it 3 or 4 times in a 6-game series. You know?
Yeah, no, and I like I don't
Mm.
know. I wrote that today. Like I feel like that should be the I don't know. Like exceeding that seems crazy to me. I think
Don't
like
cut in slack. It's more than 3 or 4 times.
Go
It's
back-
more than 3 or 4 times.
Go back.
I
and-
will break down your games,
Yeah.
and I will get statistics on it.
And
Because
listen,
in a 6-game series, I shot 2, the whole series 6, 2,
but
okay, and 1 scored.
that was desperation.
It was.
You did not want to go to 7 games.
No, I didn't. I heard Derek in the back of my head. I beat him 3-3. I came back, dropped 3 games in 1 in the shitty in 1 in the. He's talking. Derek's bragging about the shitty bill in the queue. He's bragging about
But
beating
listen,
in.
speaking about Derek,
Oh my God.
since he's bringing up Derek uses the down B a lot.
I think everyone's using it now, and it's
Derek-
like
listen, Derek uses it a lot, and nobody says shit. The Wolf, that's right, the Wolf uses it one time.
One. No.
A couple
No.
of times, a couple of times.
It's no.
And-
You're delusional.
And these guys come after me.
Ugh. But did you guys catch my series against Providence? Like,
Yes.
he
Yes.
was using that on like he had like
That's-
legitimate breakaway
that's
chances,
Dan.
and I didn't understand it. It was like
No. Well, I struggle with Dan.
So I'm with you there.
I don't.
Because Dan,
he's a good deker. Like he was coming
No,
in with
but
like
he doesn't-
Madonna. He
he's-
can deke.
No,
Like I
I'm gonna
didn't
tell
really
you what it is.
understand
If
at all.
the
Like,
one timer isn't going in for him, he's screwed.
Yeah.
He's got to change his offense. He doesn't change his offense. He's just too busy repping. He's too fucking busy repping.
yeah.
you know,
So I don't know. When I see the down B, I'm like, good. Like please, like keep
Yeah.
throwing it on net. I think it takes away so many chances throwing that away. Like
And I feel the same way about the Seagull, though.
so we'll get to some
Yeah,
of these
yeah.
series when we get
Yeah.
when we get to season 6 updates. We're going to talk about some of these series. But
Let's finish up. Yeah, we
Yeah.
want to finish up with you.
outside of Waterloo, who is your toughest opponent in the W?
Yeah, I'll give you a couple that kind of give me trouble. Like Unholy, we always have really good games. Played him in the playoffs last year. He's a really good player. Like his deking ability is top notch. Gophers always gives me some trouble too. This year I think I beat him 3 out of 4, but his style for some reason,
Who's that? Who?
Gophers.
Gophers.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he like traditionally has given me trouble. This year I kind of had an easier time with him, but and Ultra as well. We always split every year. We split. So yeah, I think those are the 3 that like yeah, I don't know. Like I think the consensus would be that I'm rated better than them, but they'll give me a good like a battle each time. Yeah.
So Gophers, Ultra, and Unholy.
Yeah, those are the 3. Like Ellis, I struggle with him sometimes too. Yeah, it's
So who do you have?
pretty
Who do you
tight,
have the
I
most?
think.
Who do you have the most success against?
Well, probably Einstein, to be honest. I don't think I ever lost.
Fucking
to
hear
him.
that, Chalky? You fucking hear that?
Although I will give him credit, like when he hosted our last time and he took me to OT, so that was actually like I was like, oh okay, you
he
can
took
play
it
a bit. So,
OT.
yeah, I was
He's
like,
the fucking black guy of high. He is. That's what he is, motherfucker.
yeah.
And he made a T-shirt actually.
Yeah, about being. He made a T-shirt about how he's the shittiest player in. What? Come on, man. All right. Go ahead.
Describe your game style. I know people say like the type A dump. I don't know. For some reason, when I watch you play, that's the least thing that I notice about your game. I don't notice this like dump thing. I don't know where that came from, the type A dump. But describe your style.
I think I used to do that a lot more. I've kind of gotten away from that of just like when I'm in trouble, I'll dump it, and I still will. I think it's still a smart strategy. Like instead of getting dead manned and scored on, like it's if you have to dump it down.
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw like you do that a couple times last night, Klein. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's just like a smart thing to do, I think,
It's a smart thing to
in
do.
certain situations, like not all the time, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I think my game style is kind of like try to limit chances. I like ideally I'd clog the middle, and
Yeah.
I don't think I'm as aggressive as like Sean and Colin are trying to like hit everyone and create turnovers. I kind of just like hang back more. More like that like LHX pit style, I would say. Hang back, clog up the middle. That would be my capitalize on some fuck ups, I guess, is kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. So gotten away from the dump, not as aggressive. What would you say like your offensive style is though? Like, how are you trying to score?
Yeah, I would say behind the net for sure. I try to control behind the net, and I don't know. I think I do a pretty good job of mixing it up. I don't think like I used to be pretty reliant on the one-timers, and I think I like maybe don't do them enough anymore.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that what used to be what you go to. I'm not saying
yeah.
I'm not saying it's any worse now. I'm just saying that I do remember you being heavy one-timers.
Right. Yeah, I was like pretty reliant on them. I feel my deking's gotten a lot better, so I'm pretty consistent with that now. And yeah, just generally like use my speed to dump it in the corners, work behind the net. I think that's my game style, yeah.
Okay.
And stealing the like pit dump behind, I've been doing that a lot now. That's kind of my go-to as well.
Yeah, I think everybody's taken in some kind of form of dump and put it into their offense. So I love your franchise's name, the Taipei Typhoons. Where did that come from? I mean, obviously you just told us, right?
Taiwan.
Yeah, Taiwan. So, I mean, is that part of what it is?
Yeah. I was trying to think of like I don't really have a home base, never really have. So I was like, shit, I don't know. Enjoy Taipei, nice city. They get a bunch of typhoons. found that logo. Yeah, I enjoyed that one. So no big story behind it, but yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Do they have when you were there, was baseball going on?
It's a good question, actually. No, because I left by like June. I think I missed their baseball season, but they're super into baseball.
crazy
They're
about
yeah.
baseball,
No, it's a good call. Even in the like little league stuff, it's all like Chinese Taipei. Yeah, no, they're big into baseball. You know, I didn't catch any games though when I was there.
Okay.
All right. So the last question for this part of the podcast: what do you see the Typhoons in 5 seasons?
Yeah, well, my team will have aged out to probably just be a bunch of scrubs by then. Hopefully, I don't know. Yeah, hopefully I can make the finals in that time. And I guess with Colin dropping out, that'll make things a little bit easier for all of us. So it gives a bit of a chance. But yeah, no, I don't know. I would like to make at least one finals in that time, and
Okay.
try to get some bounces. Yeah.
Maybe this year, right?
Maybe this year I got Sagathon and probably Colin that'll be a rough go to get there. But
Yeah. That's
well,
not easy.
You beat Sagathon in Toronto, so let's see.
Yeah, it'll be a low scoring battle.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be. So we already just kind of dipped our toe in. So why don't we just talk about get a little update on the season and the playoffs and where we stand. I know I think 6 of 8 first round Brule games have been played, and I think 4 Shitty Bill first round games have been played.
Yep.
So there's been a good amount of playoff hockey. I think we just want to stress too that everybody likes to see as much playoff hockey in prime time. So if you are playing a game and you don't have a streamer, reach out to somebody, because I know a lot of guys would love to help you got anybody out so we can watch, because we just want to watch playoff hockey. Even if it's shitty bill, we still enjoy watching it. So reach out. There's tons of guys that are interested in helping you guys out. You just got to ask. We should never see a game go off. I hate when a game goes off or a series goes off and you look in the scores and you're like, fuck, I didn't even know that was going off. I didn't know that happened. So we want to see. We're here because we like hockey and we want to watch hockey. So I'm down. So let's go through. Let's start on the right side. Let's start on the Clarence Campbell side of the bracket.
Sure.
So it's Pitt, and I think everybody probably would have picked Colin in that first matchup, right? With Pitt.
I mean,
we all agree that Colin was going to take that series no matter what.
Yeah, I thought Pitt was going to push him a bit, though. I was kind of expecting a 6-gamer.
Maybe 6 games, right? Yeah. Maybe 6 games.
Well, the thing about that series It was a sweep, but every game was close.
Mm.
Pitt, does he get nervous?
Bubble
You know,
guts. He gets bubble guts.
Listen, he was in every game.
Mhm.
It's just
Yeah.
Colin must have ice in his veins because it's like when his shipment pressure goes up, it's a
Mhm.
tie game, third period, whatever. He just doesn't break,
No.
Mhm,
Doesn't flinch.
Yep.
And Nipples, I guess he flinches at this statistic of Nipples not winning a game in that conference, in that division. That's a remarkable thing.
It's astounding. What is it? He ended up like adding Colin because Colin was part of that division. So
Yeah.
adding those 4 games in, he
In the
was like
playoffs,
0-15, right? He was
he
like,
was, well, out of 16 games, he didn't win one.
yeah, he didn't win one.
He lost every single one.
Yeah, that's like the worst you can possibly. I think Magnus even said nobody's ever gone through a division and not won a
Listen,
game.
earlier we were talking about Sugar Valley. I think if Sugar Valley played each one of those teams 16 times, he squeaks out a victory.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Sorry. Moving on.
Listen, he goes 1-15.
No, he doesn't. Go to the next. Who's next?
All
This
right.
series hasn't been played, right? Hoth and Richfield.
Go
Go,
ahead.
Hoth and
Nate,
Richfield.
why don't you give your opinion on this?
What? Which one?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. I've only played Hoth twice. I think this year, this was the first time I played him. I think he was what, 4th or 5th in goals against. Like he's a really good manual goalie and
Yes.
really good
Yeah.
defense.
Mhm.
I don't know. Richfield is like, he's just a weird player, like he can score with the best of them, but
Yeah.
he's like defensively he's a bit sloppy at times.
So
Like I watched, did you guys catch that first game last night before they stopped?
Yeah.
Like he was up 4-0 when I tuned in, and then it was 4-3 in like 2 minutes. Like it was just really weird how gave up 3 goals, but
But it seems like his D-pad stopped working.
yeah, fair.
So I don't know if that's the reason, but it's almost like these two teams could not be polar opposites
Yeah, exactly.
because Richfield is offense, you're right, and Hoth is defense, and he struggles to score.
Yeah.
And so
Mhm.
it could be a very interesting series. And if Hoth can lock down on the goalie, which can be hard to do against Richfield, maybe he could. Remember, Hoth last year almost took out
Yeah, right.
the
I
Preds.
missed that series. I didn't watch it, but that was a pretty impressive.
Yeah.
That
was.
went 7 games.
Right.
And it took like some miraculous effort by the Puss
Yeah.
in the closing seconds to win that series.
And he did. It was
Right.
game 7.
It was
and
game
the game
7.
It was that
I
was
think
a
he was
great
down
series.
by 2 goals, like a minute left.
Yeah, it was something like that.
And he
it was
won.
something like that.
And he won.
I forgot about that.
So-
it was historic. It was
It was so
good.
Hoth, if he can get hot, get locked in with the goalie, he can make that a long series.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm still taking Richfield, but
Yeah,
Oh, no.
I'd go Richfield in 6 probably in that one.
Yeah. All right. So the next series, this was a tough series to watch because the Ugandan Giants, our boy Pizzle, and Segathon.
that was another all the games were 1 goal, right?
All the
And
games,
it was right,
yeah,
all 1 goal games.
all 1-goal
Yep.
games. And Segathon was locked in
Yeah, he
with
was
the goalie.
But he was phenomenal in manual that night.
Pizzle was creating chances.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like-
yeah.
Every one-timer.
But I'm gonna say Pizzle is where Dan was 3 years ago, but Dan is still there. He still shouldn't be there. Pizzle's got to get. He was focused on the one-timers.
Yeah.
And because I called the game. He needed to switch his offense around. He needed to take one-timers from side angles. Like he was still feeding to the center of ice, and Nick was not going to give that up. He's going to just squat, and he's not going to give any of that up.
Totally. Yeah, when he's on, like I don't know, you got to get him to move that goalie a bit. If like those one-timers are not, they're not going to do anything. Like there's no chance those are going in, or get to like the D one-timers, right? Where like those like deeper ones that have a chance
Exactly.
to like just squeak through.
Yeah, all the games that Nick won was 1 or 2 goals. That's it.
But that's his MO, right? Like he all year
He's not a big
like
goal scorer. He's not a big goal scorer.
No.
No. And then I think that's it for the Clarence Gamble.
No, we have Taipei.
Oh, I'm sorry, Taipei. Yeah, this to me wasn't even close. I hate to say it, our friend Dan, but you.
Yeah, but I still would have thought 6 games. I still would have thought 6 games.
Yeah, true.
So I was surprised that
No,
he didn't get anything. He kicked his ass.
Kicked his ass. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, he couldn't.
Well,
get-
I was thinking 6 games as well. Like I was
Mm.
expecting like a long series because even in all of our other like season games in the past years, it's been usually splits or like no, he's tough to play against, but no, he was
but
not
he's
really on
just-
his game. Yeah.
He's so aggressive, and he hasn't figured out, which it took me a while to figure out too, is when he's so aggressive, he's pulling his defenseman up, and he's giving up. He's giving up you on breakaways the other way. And
Totally.
Waterloo guys don't miss on breakaways. So
Yeah.
that's bad. That's bad. You got to keep your defenseman back.
Yeah, he was giving up quite a few chances. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, and definitely in the Clarence Campbell, this was the most lopsided series.
Yeah, it was.
Even though Nipples was swept, that was a close series.
Right.
At your sweep, it was destruction.
Dan doesn't listen to this, does he? I can't wait till I see him in 2 weeks. I'm gonna ride him on so much of this shit.
So, in the Prince of Wales, Troy Hill, I don't think anyone was surprised. He took out Tuck,
No, it's a sweep.
took out Tuck in a sweep in each game.
No,
It was-
don't get me wrong. Tuck's vastly improved. I'm sad to see him go because he
Yeah,
did
yeah.
definitely improve. He was not when I played him this year. He's not just a bowl over
Oh,
guy.
he
man.
beat me this year. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Yeah.
He improved drastically. He's one of the guys that I was like, he's very much improved.
It's
Yeah.
a shame because his controller was all messed up. So I think he's like, he even said during that series, like he was playing with like other buttons and stuff. So he's all like fucked up, which is a shame because he played me like quite well this year. I was like amazed at his improvement, but yeah, it's kind of a shame that it
Yeah, it's a shitty
Yeah.
matchup because Puss is going to
totally, yeah.
a lot of people. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So that series, I probably would have said a sweep, but
Yeah.
maybe not as lopsided as it was.
Mhm.
Right.
Sonoma.
Sonoma, Autobahn. This was a shocker.
Yeah.
I was definitely shocked
Yeah.
by this.
Yeah.
Definitely. Dude,
Yeah.
what he scored? Did Sonoma score 3 goals? He scored 3 goals the whole series. That guy was one of the top scorers in
Yeah.
the league.
Totally.
Like Autobahn shut his ass down.
Yep.
So
He didn't
I
even
think-
have like chances watching that either. Like he was just completely shut down. Like I
He
was
was-
really
dude,
impressed. Yeah.
He didn't even look like, to me, it looked like Sonoma was super rusty. And
Yeah.
I think that's a long layoff. I don't know if he just went and played 94 for a while, but he
Yeah.
looked really rusty to me. And it showed, and Audubon took advantage of it. Audubon's been playing a lot of hockey. He plays
Yeah.
the W, he plays the Q, he plays Segathon. Like he plays a lot of hockey. So if you're not ready, he's gonna take advantage of you.
And I guess the
Right.
other thing about Sonoma is I think because he plays 94, right?
Yeah.
I think what Mike was saying is true. I think he probably hasn't played, like, remember Sonoma on that winning streak?
Yeah.
He was on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think his layoff hurt him.
Dude, he had 3 guys with 100 points. Three
Yeah.
guys with 100 points, and he couldn't score. He couldn't score.
Yeah, that's pretty remarkable. Eh?
Yeah,
3
like-
goals in a 5-game series.
And you know what? And I beat up on Audubon this year in the 4 games I played him. The 2 games I beat him, I didn't lose to him. I lost.
Oh.
I think I tied and I lost one in overtime. But
It's funny he says that because that's who he scores up with next round.
Mm.
yeah, we'll get that.
Yeah.
We'll get that.
Well, and then
So wait, before we move on, who would you guys have picked, like Sonoma or Audubon, like going into that series?
that's
I was probably heading towards Sonoma, and again another 6-game series is
Yeah.
probably what I was looking at. So Brandon, I'm shocked,
Yeah.
man. You did a great job winning that series and winning it so convincingly. It
Yeah,
was
for-
convincing.
honestly, for the same reasons, I probably was picking Sonoma. I think not because I don't think Brandon's a great player, but I think for me, I feel like he weakened his roster significantly.
Mhm.
But listen, in that first round series, that roster looked pretty good.
So I think that series he just played with this team that is way weaker than his team last year is better than any series that he played last year when he went to the conference finals, right?
Mhm.
He looked more dominant in the series this year
He did.
against a really good player than he looked at all in the playoffs last season.
So my thinking,
Yeah, no, I think Audubon is quite underrated. Like he's He's a good player. He's not like, he doesn't really do it flashy. Like he's not like the best deker, but he just like shuts down chances. You don't really get much against him.
Yeah.
Helps having Hasek there, and he just like clogs up the middle, and like
Yep.
he's like a really solid player. You know, he's tough
Yeah.
to beat. He doesn't beat himself. So
Yeah. And if he is starting to figure out how to use Amonte's speed, and you saw that in that series, I mean, I think
I just hope I didn't fire him up because I was ripping on him so bad because I said that trade was awful, giving up Shanahan, and now all of a sudden he's scoring with Amani. So I know who I'm looking to take out. So
well, so the final Clarence Campbell.
no, in the series of Sunnyvale and Renfrew,
Yeah.
because even right? Well, we still got to talk about Sean and Alberta, but
they didn't play it.
No. Again, so in the one that's active, yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead for Sunnyvale.
No, so Sunnyvale Renfrew, I think two really strong teams. Well, really strong players. I feel like team-wise, Sunnyvale's team, if you watch that series last night, Sunnyvale's team is clearly overmatching LHX's team. Like, these players, I mean, the Daze effect, he was big in the corners, tough.
yeah, I was impressed with him.
Doing his thing. And LHX took it to 6 purely on his skill, I think, because his team was overmatched. That's my thing.
So my view, I would have taken LHX in 6 if I was predicting this ahead of time, just because even though me and him play pretty evenly, we're always 1-2 goals and never more than 4 or 5 total between the two teams for the game. So it went exactly the way I thought it would go. Not with me winning, but it went exactly with the tight gameplay. So, and I agree with Ed. I think my team, when I looked at the starting lineups and I saw that Iserman is playing against, he was putting a couple different guys at center, but playing against Craig Conroy at center, it's no matchup. And you saw what happens. He just blows by him and fucking slams it in the net. So, but again, it was not easy. It was not easy at all.
But I didn't mind, like, going into that, I would have picked you, I think, in that series. I think you match up decently well versus him. Like, I think that matchup is pretty good for you.
I agree.
And
I even said that. I said to myself, this is probably the best matchup I could get in the first round.
Yeah, like there's no easy matchups, right? So I think then that was a really good series. Yeah, that was well played. A bit more defensive than I probably would have thought it to be.
And honestly, it was very close to going 7.
It was.
I mean,
for sure, yeah.
It was 1-1. What did you score? A minute and a half left?
Yeah, in the third.
Yeah.
That was it.
And see again, like I forget, I think Nick might have said it today, just to go back to the down B or the snapperoo or whatever you want to call it. Because he was like, I wonder if you can shoot that with anybody and it would do that. And I was like, no, Daze's accuracy is either a 4 or 5. His shot power is either a 4 or 5. Because I've shot it with other players on my team coming down and it goes wide. So I think it really helps. Again, not that anybody wants to shoot it more than you're supposed to shoot it, but I think you want the guy taking the shot is somebody who it's going to go where you want it to go when you're pressing down, because it doesn't always go there.
Yeah.
So I don't agree with that. I don't think anybody can just do that. And again, I'm shooting it again. I shot it twice in a 6-game series and it went in 1 time. So, and LHX used it on me in that series, which I was kind of surprised too. I think he used it at least 2 times.
I think he tried to. I saw him try to use it 1. But anyway, so the last series.
Yeah, which I don't. Yeah. Ellis is a great player. He's really come far.
Is Alberta and your brother, Sean Thunder Bay.
Should be playing soon, I think. Like, maybe now.
9:15.
Yeah.
Oh, they might have started.
Yeah, I'll bring it up.
But I mean, I'm picking Sean to win the series for sure. I think Ellis could squeak out a win, but I could see it going no more than 5.
Yeah, I agree. That's a tough matchup for Alberta. Yeah. It's kind of a shame. Yeah, if he could have squeaked into the 7, maybe he would have had a shot. Like, his style is pretty tough to play against, but it's just not a good matchup for Sean. Yeah.
Drastically improved.
Yeah,
drastically improved.
Totally.
Yeah. I feel like for him, last year I played him in the first round of the second round, and we went 7 games.
Oh, that was that epic series, wasn't it? Were you up 3 or he was up 3-0? You came back and then you beat
back on the next 3. But the one thing that I couldn't, the first 3 games, he caught me off guard, is how frequently he became a dumper.
Yeah. He loves that's his go-to goal. Yeah,
But
he's good at that. Yeah.
It didn't used to though.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
that
his new. That's his
became-
go-to. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
well,
his
because he's
go-to.
got tough guys like Cicerelli. When you dead man them, they're hard to check, man. Those guys are hard to check.
But the thing about Sean and Colin is they're so good at retrieving the puck.
Mhm.
And secondly, they're so good at taking the goalie.
Yes.
They're like in a class of their own with how quickly somehow they can shift from a defenseman to the goalie.
Yeah.
This has been-
Yeah. No,
this
that's a
is-
good point. Yeah. That
Yeah,
is a
this
good
has been
point.
said before in podcasts, but
Mhm.
I don't know how they do it.
Mhm.
Like if you're dead man, you can't get to the goalie, but they never seem to be dead man.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah, no, it's a good
Oh.
point. I've seen Colin just get it like seemed like a sure goal, and he just pulls poop out and like checks your player cutting across. It's like, how the fuck did he get him so quick? But
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's
Yeah.
crazy. And again, I mean, when he only mentions Sean and Colin, I think you're shorting Nate because Nate's just I put him right there with them.
not with the goalie though. That's my.
No,
I'm
that's
definitely
good.
worse than them with the goalie for sure.
But see, did you guys when you guys played? Did you always play manual goalie?
Well, yeah, always. But like when I joined, I couldn't play manual. Like that was like I was awful, right? Like that was the big difference when I first kind of learned how to play. And Sean was always like, "Well, you're never going to be good if you can't play manual," kind of. So I'd always try to like, I'm still not great. I think I'm like decent now, but yeah, it's not easy to get the hang of the manual. I actually feel comfortable enough to like go behind the net, get the puck and stuff. Like that took a while to even like get comfortable enough to do that, to roam with. But
you have Patrick Waugh, so it's even different when you're trying to do it. Like I've noticed the between the three goals I've had between Van Beesbrook, Habby Bullen, and Belfour, they've been so different. So different. Belfour is so much quicker in his reactions. But Van Beesbrook was faster in getting back behind the net to get the puck. I wouldn't even attempt to pull Belfour out to go back and get the puck because he's too fucking slow. And Hobby Bullen couldn't do either of those things. So
interesting.
Belfour's slower.
No, but yeah, I wouldn't trust taking Belfour out of the net. I wouldn't do it.
He made some big saves in that series, though. I was like, because I don't know, everyone always questions the
goalie.
Yeah, the goalie, right? But I don't know, like there's just those few key saves, which Waugh makes a few, like he'll make maybe one or two a series that it's like that would have been a goal on a different goalie, and I think it helps, right? Like it just makes a big difference.
That's exactly how I feel. And because Puss and Nip say this all the time that a goalie doesn't matter. But I want the goalie who, when I don't get the chance to get on the goalie, he's going to make that save for me. That's the way I look at it.
And I'm going to tell you right now, Providence, right? Our boy Dan, he tried so many down Bs against Raw. He's not letting that shit in.
No,
he's not.
Oh yeah, Rosnet never letting that in.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
And if he tries that against maybe Grand Fjord, it might go in.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the difference. Yeah,
that's the difference. So,
and then you like bend your defense to like get in front of that, whereas like I can kind of just keep back checking and I'm not even going to worry about that.
Yeah.
I think it just really helps it helps my style of play for sure, having a good goalie.
Yeah, and listen, Autobahn with Halsick, I think that's just a reality.
Yeah.
Well, Mike Vick before he left too, like he got really good that one year. He had Halsick, right? And he could just play his style of back checking and not really taking the goalie that much. Like it just makes a big difference.
Yeah, it does. I feel the same exact way. I feel the same exact way. So that would wrap up.
All right, I'm gonna grab a beer. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, no problem. Somebody calling you?
I think it's
your wife.
No.
I'm gonna say, does she know we're doing a podcast?
It's who is it?
What?
I don't know who it is.
You don't even know who it is?
Bella?
It's your daughter.
My daughter. Trying to FaceTime me. From Vegas.
What do you It's in overtime.
Yeah? Shit.
Sean's just Alice is playing the goalie a lot.
So what are we gonna talk about shitty next?
Yeah, we'll go down and do the shitty, and then we'll come back up and finish out give our predictions of the pool all the way through.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, this is I think Alice is a good player, so You see this? Are you seeing this? It's tied 1-1. Ooh, penalty shot. And the save. Penalty shot in overtime by your brother, and Ellis comes up with the save.
Wow. First game or?
Yeah.
This is game 1, yeah.
Wow.
Tied
OT.
1-1 in overtime.
Shit.
Yep.
I think your brother might have been sleeping on him just a little bit. What did he say? Because he
Okay.
told me last night he was going to fire a down B as soon as the game started.
But
All right, sorry, Nate. We're gonna switch down and go down and look at the shitty Bill. Ed
Yep.
wants to talk about his team, so we're gonna go down and talk about the shitty Bill for a little while.
so Cedar Rapids first
Yeah,
and Caledonia.
I thought that would have been tougher. I really thought that would have been a tougher series.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
me too.
think Magnus looked freaking good.
Yeah, yeah,
I think Magnus was scoring in lots of different ways.
yes.
His normal, Magnus clapper, but other shit too. I saw him score some nice one-timers on the rush.
Mhm.
So Magnus looked like last year. Listen, he won the Shitty Bell last year.
Mhm.
He'll be a force again.
Yeah. The key for Magnus is holding teams below 3 goals.
Yeah.
He needs to hold teams below 3 goals. If
Yeah.
he's not going to do that, he's not going to win. So,
Well, he can score, right? Like, yeah,
He
he's
can-
gonna
exactly,
score.
he
Score
can
goals a
score.
game easy. So
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Did you watch the Saguenay? Sorry, G-Lock and Baytown series?
yeah, it was they talked a lot. I don't know how you do this. I don't know if either of you saw this, but so G brought Jer on, and they were talking the whole time they were playing. I don't know how you do that because I can't handle any of that shit. So they were like commiserating with each other as G's lighting the guy up. The guy stole two games, but G beat up on him pretty good.
Yeah.
It was a good win for G.
Well, actually, it went 5. So he won 1 game.
Sorry, 1 game. G beat up on him pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. And then finally, I didn't see that series, so unfortunately I can't talk about that. But I would have picked G to win.
Mm-hmm.
In 5 or 6.
Probably
Yes.
5. Yeah.
Actually, I think Jur has the potential though.
Yeah,
So,
another.
Oh yeah, he's not bad. He knows what he's doing. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's not
he's
bad at all.
improving. He's improving.
I think he's the type of player that in another season or two, he's gonna probably exceed what Sugar Valley's been doing.
Yes. Yeah, we'll get to Sugar Valley. I have a whole segment planned for Sugar Valley. We'll get to that.
And then finally, the Highland Simmons series. It went 6 games.
And I'm going to say it right now. I thought that would have gone 5 at the most. So the fact that it was taken to 6, good job on Comical's end.
Yeah.
Because Ed's no slouch. So stealing 2 games from him, I give you major credit.
The first game was 3-2. I think she won in overtime.
Okay.
I think it was
Yeah.
close.
Sounds right. Yeah.
The next 3, I came out swinging. I was like, what am I going to do here? Let's go. People are watching. Let's go. Right? So I came out swinging, and those games were pretty lopsided. She took game 5, 3-2. Similarly, I think she won late in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then game 6, 3-3. It's like 20 seconds left. Claude Lemieux, one-timer, goal.
And you move on.
And I move on.
All right. Good
Yeah.
job. I'm proud of you. We're proud.
Yeah.
The John Leclerc-less Highland Ave.
Yeah, Lemieux was looking pretty good. I watched most of that series. That was an entertaining one. I missed
Yeah.
a couple of those blowouts, but
Well,
yeah, that was a fun series.
I'll say this, Claude Lemieux, interestingly, brings a toughness for me in the corners that John Leclerc was not bringing, which is why he was expendable. And I would argue probably not that different than what you did with Dese. Like he moves Dese into his lineup because Bertuzzi's going down too easy. John Leclerc, listen, he's rated 91. He had like 30 goals this year.
Well, he's probably better at center, right? Too, I would imagine.
I agree.
He was
got
shooting,
Lindros, so
but he was shooting too. I think.
Right.
But in the corners.
Holy shit, they won. Ellis won.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Oh wow.
This would be interesting
Wow.
if he wins this. But anyway,
That's not happening. But anyway.
But yeah, Claude Mew in the corners is tough.
I agree.
He is.
I agree.
So I think I like my team better with toughness with Lindros. So Fleury's just got the speed. He's speedy. I need that speed. But I also need toughness. And I thought Leclerc would be tougher in the corners.
The buzzer went off. We have to move on. Nate, so when you're looking to either draft a player or acquire a player, to you, what are you for Taipei? What are the attributes that you most pay attention to? I think everybody has their own.
Good question. Yeah, I was gonna ask you guys the same. So for me, I only look at speed and agility. Those are the only things I look at. But I'm starting, I don't know. After seeing Daze rumble down the ice last night, I was like, maybe there is something to this weight nonsense. He looks bigger. I was like, Jesus Christ, the guy's like, he's like double the size of the other players.
Crazy thing is he's a 5-speed too, which is crazy. So he's 222 pounds and he's a 5-speed, which is just insane. And next year he goes up to an 87. He's only like a 75 right now or something like that. So
how'd you get him? Where was that, Sonoma?
Listen to this. I gave a first rounder to Sonoma, the 17th pick in the draft 2 years ago. I gave it to Sonoma. He drafted Chris Drury, but he gave me Karpatsev and Daze.
Wow.
So he gave me
Karpatsev was the six speed, right? Is he still?
Yeah. And Karpatsev's been one of my better checkers, and he's a 6-speed. So it's right.
So listen, interestingly, I used to only draft in a similar way, Nate. Just speed and agility. But last season, I started paying attention to roughness and aggression.
Interesting.
And I picked up Graves, who I ended up trading to Bizzle. But Graves was like 5 on aggression and 5 on roughness. And in the corners, Graves does not go down. He doesn't. So having a 5 in aggression and roughness makes a difference.
That's interesting. Yeah.
You haven't even looked at Korea. What Korea is? He's got to be at least.
No, I couldn't tell you what any other stat is.
I bet you Korea is no less than a 3 in checking and a 3 in roughness. And the thing is, if he was and his weight's probably low. So like when you get a guy's weight, like Daze's weight is a 12, I think. So like when you're getting up above the 10 in the weights, they're hard to knock down. I only learned that from paying attention to Puss's team because of what he did with his team.
Yeah.
So I was like, Bertuzzi next year is a 12. Next year, Daze is a 12, and Eiserman's only a 9. But still, I got 2 heavyweights in my lineup that can skate and hit people with Isbister on the bench.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Korea's a 5 weight.
So he's low. He's really small.
Checking 3,
which is okay.
Goes down to a 1 eventually.
Yeah, that's awful.
Roughing, you're saying roughing, eh? He's a 3 right now.
Aggression.
And what's aggression?
Aggression is a 3 as well.
Yeah. So do they go down or they go up?
Aggression, they kind of go down. Yeah, he's
he's not going to be somebody who can carry the puck for you, basically.
Yeah, but I feel like my style, like I don't. Like I feel like Colin just kind of sidle up to people and never get hit somehow, but I feel like I can't. Like I need to be away from people. Like I'm not good at like in tight space anyway. No. So I don't know. I don't think those type of players really suit me.
And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Korea. I'm just saying at all. I'm not saying that at all.
No, but I just mean like in terms of, let's say like your cross crease, like that type of player would be a lot more valuable. Like the bigger guy that's not going to get just knocked down, right?
And no, I completely agree. For me, that's totally why I did what I did.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And to withstand the dead man. To withstand the dead man, basically, is what it is.
Let's move over to the others.
Yes, go ahead. Go to the other side.
So there's only one game that's been played on the is it Clarence Campbell?
Yeah, that's Clarence Campbell.
And it's the Hamilton series.
He beat up on Sugar Valley.
Our boy Chris just got destroyed.
Look,
I didn't see that one.
No, and I went into that. Look, I love Chris. He's one of our great friends. But I went into that thinking like I know how Derek's a good player, so I went into that series thinking this is a high, pretty good player. Not pretty good. He's top 7, 8 player at high. And against Derek, And I thought that would be a close competition, and Derek kicked the shit out of him.
He did.
And Chris has no excuse with Forsberg on your roster. With with Rob Blake on defense, he's got a pretty good fucking team.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm really tired of him sucking and dragging us down. He is going to be demoted. We're going to vote on this.
Yeah.
He's going to be demoted to a half high if he doesn't start showing improvement.
Oh, like Sutton.
Yeah,
and
like
Waterloo.
Sutton being half Waterloo. High Chalk is going to be demoted to a half high if he doesn't start pulling his shit together. It's lucky we let him hang on after his season 1 forfeit at 0-48.
Yeah.
Like, that was a big enough drag on us to allow that.
Yeah.
He's treading on thin ice. All right, so let's move on. I've said enough about Chris.
Yeah.
But are we done over there? We went through all of them?
That's it.
Okay, well, let's go.
Actually, predictions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go back up to the top, and I want to go through and use how we're going to finish up each side.
There you go. All right.
Honest. Give us our honest,
Yeah.
our honest things.
Sure. So for me, I guess it's going to be Colin and Richfield, right? And that was that semis.
Yep.
And it's going to be Taipei,
And Vinny Patrick.
which is what they are. And then I do think this. It's going to be Taipei and Colin in that conference final.
I'm taking Taipei. I told you that already. 2 days ago, Nate, I said to because we have a side text with the Pittsburgh guys and us, and I was leaving I'm like, Colin's not winning. Colin's not getting to the Colin's not getting to the championship this year. So I'm picking Nate.
You think?
So listen, I have to be true to what I think.
As always.
I think it's Colin again. His swan song leaving this league. He's going to at least get back to the championship. But Nate, I think you're going to push him. It's going to go 7. It's going to be insane. We're going to be sitting on the edge of our seats. It might even go to overtime.
I'm sure you're looking forward to that.
Well, I don't know. I'm not feeling too confident against Agathon, to be honest. Like, I think that's a toss-up. That's an absolute toss-up.
I think it's a toss-up, but I think your offense, you should be able to score more than he's going to be able to score. I think I know he plays really good goaltending, but you move the puck well. I have a feeling you should be able to score. You should be able to put up more points than he's.
So this is why I'm confident, actually, that you're going to beat him. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy, but because you just played a player, Providence, that's arguably a top 5 manual goalie. I saw some of the moves you were making, like quick cross crease one-timer that you scored on. I mean, it's not going to be easy. Sagathon's probably the number 1 manual goalie.
Yeah.
But Providence is 3.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's good practice to get Providence right before Sagathon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's going to be tough, though. And he could beat you.
I think.
Yeah. I think that'll go 7. I'm expecting a 7-gamer there. Like, it'll be super close. All 1-goal games, probably.
And Nate, what I'm saying about you and Colin is something that we always hint at. Like, only reason Ed is able to keep up with me is his familiarity. So it's like there's familiarity between you and Colin. So I'm feeling anyway that that if anybody's going to beat Colin, it's going to be somebody from Waterloo who's played him plenty of times. That's what I see.
And playing him last year, that gave me some, like, I took him to 6 last year, and like felt like I played with him, like generally he would destroy me. So I have a chance, I think, at least.
Like, hold it open because it's like heavy now.
That's friggin' prima donnas.
All right, so in the Prince of Wales, so I have Colin going. You have Taipei.
I have Taipei going. Yeah. Well, who? So you're obviously not going to pick yourself, right?
I'll pick myself. Yeah.
Okay,
Let's do it.
okay.
Let's do it.
Cool. So you have Colin and yourself in the conference final.
Yeah.
I could eat. Yeah.
Okay.
And are you saying Colin to the finals?
No, he said himself.
No, I'm saying I'll take down Colin this year.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Nice. So in the Prince of Wales, I have your brother taking out Alberta, even though
No, he's up 1 goal in the 3rd period.
Yeah. It's about
Sean is or Alberta?
Sean's up 3-2 with 2:55 left. Actually, It's now 4-2 Tampa Bay
Okay.
with 3
Nice.
minutes left. Yeah,
Yeah.
so he's gonna even the series up.
Yeah. So I have Thunder Bay winning that series, and then meeting up with
For you.
Troy Hill. These guys can't get away from
They
each
meet
other.
every year. They meet every year.
Always in the second round too.
Yeah. Well, but remember, Puss just beat Sean in the championship in the
Mhm.
Q, and he
Mhm.
swept them.
He did.
So these two
Crazy.
are very familiar with each other.
Yeah.
Right.
I see 7 games,
I see 7 games also, but
but I'm still taking Sean.
I'm taking Sean.
Sorry, Puss.
I'm taking Sean.
Yeah. I think Sean as well. I'll go Sean
Sean,
at 6.
until proven otherwise,
Yep.
Sean, not that different than Colin, kind of figures out a way.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, he's keeping it down 2-1, and he doesn't get nervous, and he recomposes, and he figures it out.
Yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Although that Troy Hill team is good this year. Like they're
They
really
are.
good
They're
now.
really good.
Yeah.
He has I mean, I would not be surprised if Puss won, but
Right.
I'm just gonna stick with Sean because Sean somehow gets in
Yeah.
Puss's head. So even if it's 7th game overtime, I have more faith in Sean.
So I have Sean winning that series, and in the Sunnyvale Autobahn series, I think I have to go with Sunnyvale. I do. I like his team better, and I think as players, they're kind of comparable.
That hurts, doesn't it?
What?
To have to pick me.
No. I mean,
Yes,
gonna-
it does.
listen.
So how do you feel you match up with them then?
Yeah.
Klein?
Me?
Like how was your matchup with Autobahn, do you think?
So I beat him twice. I lost in overtime, and we tied. So I didn't
Right.
lose to him. Like I said, when we had him on 2 weeks ago, I said the biggest mistake he made was getting rid of Shanahan because his team last season beat the shit out of me because I couldn't do anything with him. That's why
Yeah.
I went heavy. And now with Amani, I bounced him all over the ice. I didn't have any problems. So
Mhm.
I'm hoping that he hasn't figured out how to use Amani. I'm hoping that last series was just an enigma or whatever we want to call it. And hopefully, 6 games, I'm hoping.
I could see Mike winning, but I think it's going to be tough.
I think that one's a toss-up, yeah. I don't know. I was
Autobahn-
really impressed with Autobahn that series.
is-
Yeah,
so-
exactly. He
He
was
didn't give up any
fantastic.
chances against a really good offense.
Listen, about a month ago, he sat here with us, and he said, because he wasn't in yet, he still had a lot of games left.
That's right.
He said, "My goal is to make the playoffs."
Yeah.
Mhm.
He made it. So
Yeah.
he had to win some tough games down the stretch, and then he kind of smoked Sonoma, So I think it's gonna be a tough series, but I like his team better.
And I'm home, right?
You
Yeah,
are
I'm
home.
home.
Yeah, I like Mike's team better, and I think.
Belfour should help on those clappers as
Yeah,
well,
I'm
right?
hoping-
Like
that's what I'm
that'll be
hoping.
huge.
I'm hoping.
But in a similar way, he's got Hasek.
Yeah, but look at my scores
Yeah,
this year.
for
I didn't
sure.
have a problem with Hashik this year.
So what I'm picking is Sunnyvale versus Bell, your
Yeah.
brother,
Mhm.
in the conference final, and I see Sean winning.
Yeah, in a sweep.
Yeah. I don't think it's a sweep. I don't think it's a sweep. I think it's 5 or 6.
All right. I dude, and I hate to say this, I sound like Ed. I'd be happy to make it to the conference finals because only 4 people have made it to the conference finals at this point. So I would take that. But anyway, I'm not saying anything against Brandon because I think it's going to be a fun fucking series. But if I were to play Sean, I would not pick myself against Sean. And I would say sweep. So
now we're down to the finals.
Which
So
is
actually, Nathan, what do you think about these series?
Yeah, I honestly don't know. I don't know. I think Audubon might beat you there. I think it'll be 7. Like I think that's a complete toss-up, but I just feel like he's kind of overlooked in all the like better teams. Like he just doesn't give up chances. Like he's really good. And he's shown it in the playoff. Like he beat me in 5 a couple years ago. Like he just wiped me out. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's gonna be like a 7 gamer. I'll pick Audubon in 7, and I'll pick Sean in 6.
Okay.
And then I think Sean will take care of Audubon though pretty easily. So
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we're down to it. Sean and Colin, or Sean and yourself in your prediction. Imagine let's go with that first. Your prediction of you and your brother in the finals.
I think Sean would probably get me in 6. That would be my my prediction. But I have been playing him pretty well lately, so I think I have an outside shot. But yeah,
Listen, speaking about rosters, I think your roster's better.
yeah,
I think
that's
your
true.
goalie's
Yeah.
better.
Mhm.
I think if you make it, if you beat Colin and you get to the finals, you have just as good a chance as Colin would have had to beat your brother. That's my thinking.
Yeah, like with my roster for sure. The only reason I would pick myself against Colin is my roster versus Collins as well. Like if he had mine and I had his, he'd sweep me, no doubt, right? Like it's without a question. But yeah, no, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
I mean, I'm right there. It's like I said, Nate versus Sean, and I'm probably just gonna go with
Hey,
Sean.
you're picking Nate.
No, I'm probably gonna take Sean in the
No, I'm
finals.
saying that's your finals prediction.
Oh yeah, Nate versus Sean.
Oh, you picked Nate.
Nate against
Oh.
yeah, I picked Nate over Colin.
All right.
Yeah.
So for me, I picked Colin and Sean.
Yeah.
Fourth straight? Is that a
Listen,
fourth straight?
Every freaking year I get to this point, I always say, I can't believe I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it again.
Yeah.
Sean's going to win his 5th straight
Yeah.
title, which is insane.
I think Sudbury's team's noticeably worse this year than past years. It's been bad, but like Poop was rated like 60 or something garbage, and his defense are kind of slow. I think, yeah, I don't know. In past years, he's actually had some quick D, like secretly, but his team is not that good. That's why I was impressed with how he swept Pitt, because I thought Pitt would give him a go.
I said in a recent car video, anybody but Sean, ABS, anybody but Sean, and I'm picking him to win. So
right.
Let's fucking go, guys.
Somebody, please, somebody, anybody, please.
Anybody.
We'll take anybody.
Yeah, could be you. Could be you.
Anybody. Just somebody. You gotta figure something out.
Listen, it can't be me, guys.
Can we Tanya Harding him somehow? Can we do something and smash his finger somehow?
I'm sorry, but it can't be me.
No,
it's
not going to be you. You're in the shitty. Anyway, all right. So let's go on to this last part here. So obviously, because we have you and your brother.
Oh wait, we're doing shitty predictions.
Oh, all right? Give your shitty prediction. Go ahead. Give your fucking finals. That's all. That's
all right. I'll give my finals.
Well, who do you think out of Magnus and Mr. Tex there? Who do you think would win that series? Or who would you rather? Like, if you were to advance, who would you rather play in that series? I guess, or who would you have a better shot at?
I'm gonna say it's Silicon Valley versus Highland. That's what I'm gonna say.
In the conference final.
In the conference final.
I'll take that. I think Silicon is tough.
Yeah, he's good.
He's tough, and I think him and I in the conference final could be fun. I got to get through G-Lock first, but on the other side, I think it's going to be Minnesota.
I'll stay with Derek. I'm staying with Derek.
You're staying with Derek.
Derek.
I've never played Red, but I heard he's pretty good.
Yeah, Red's pretty good too.
Now, for me, it's going to be Red.
Wow.
And Minnesota on that side.
Wow.
The Final Four is going to be Minnesota Gophers and Red, and myself in Silicon Valley. It's going to be myself and Red in the finals.
I see Silicon Valley and Red.
Wow, Red going that far, eh? He must be a player.
He impressed a bunch of people. He really did impress a bunch of people.
And then I think the Wolf takes Red out 7
Jesus.
in. Listen, you want my opinion?
No, I actually don't want your opinion. It sucks. But go ahead.
It's going to be the Wolf taking Red out in 7 games. And that's it. The Wolf gets the first pick in the draft.
Wow. Luongo, eh?
Okay.
How about you?
Like I said, Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley.
To win the whole thing.
I'm taking Silicon Valley to win the whole thing.
And what about you, Nathan?
I'll go North Bay. Like he's pretty.
Sorry,
I'll go North Bay winning the whole thing. Yeah, he's good. Yeah,
he is
good. But what the fuck, man? I don't know what his problem is this year, Pat. Come on, figure it out, man.
Yeah, he's had a rough year, but man, he's got a. If he gets on a roll, like he's tough to beat. Although Derek will be tough to beat too in the next round. Yeah.
Derek is not easy, man.
No, he's a good player.
Not easy.
Yeah.
That's why I took Derek versus Silicon Valley in my finals. That's the way I see it anyway.
I could see Sumter making a run too. He's
And I'm just let me give my opinion again that I fucking hate that I'm even talking about the shitty bill. Because it's like the fucking no, I'm stop. I'm gonna be realistic. It's the participation trophy of the W.
The shitty bill.
I understand. Look, I'm all about retention. I'm all about.
Can I finish?
No, I'm all about making sure people come back to play.
No,
I get it.
it's not even about that. The shitty bill is a genius.
It is. I understand. It extends everything, but it means nothing.
Ultra Magnus is a genius for coming up with this idea. Because
that's not what you said to me the other day.
No, he's a genius. This idea of the shitty bill is phenomenal. That you can finish this season, miss the playoffs, and still having a phenomenal reason to try to win.
Look, you're only saying this because you've missed the playoffs 3 seasons in a row.
I'm saying
I don't give a shit. I'm never going to play in the shitty. I'm never going to play in the shitty. It could disappear off the face of the earth, and I wouldn't even notice.
Listen, do you realize the guy we've been talking, Autobahn?
I'm fucking with you.
Autobahn won this. Sorry.
Yes.
He came in second in the shitty bill. And then Hasek.
Yeah, it was huge.
His brother came in first and took
Aginla.
Mm-hmm.
And then traded him.
But
no, Bertuzzi, and then traded him for Aginla.
But the point is, very good players can change everything, can become elite.
Oh, for sure. If you get Luongo, it's like, wow, you're just set at goalie for the next 15 years, right?
That's true.
It's huge.
That's true.
Yeah, he was set at defense. This guy was set at defense for the next 20 years with Zdeno Chara, and he traded him. So look.
What was that one? Jovo and
he may draft Luongo, but he
that's a good one. I like
that.
No. Listen, I got Lindros and Jovo.
Yeah. I like that deal for you, actually. I like that.
Holy shit.
I do not think those trades were bad. I don't
think they're bad either. You had a great season, man. 81 points. I couldn't be more proud of you. It's your fucking highest point total. I'm so proud of you. I love this guy.
Listen, that being said, 81 points was never going to get it done. No. 85, 86, that's pretty much playoffs.
All right, well, you got to strive for that.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not easy, dude. It's not easy.
Well, it's not easy because this is the toughest league for 95 on the planet.
Yeah, so do you guys think that, because I know there was the argument earlier of like, will everyone reach this, like, will everyone eventually like catch up to whatever, like Sean and Colin's level, or like
I don't know.
Like, do you think that, or is there like, because there's like a limit on how good you can be in this game, I would imagine. Like, there's not much more to master. Or like, where is it going? Like, Deeks is like the new thing.
Again,
I love the question. Actually, I do, because I do think about some people can't get like their ceiling. They've reached
it. Okay. And why? Why do you think that?
I just think that I think some people can't get to a point that maybe your brother's at. Now, listen, that being said, I don't think I'm one of those people. I think I can get there. I do.
Like, because you have variance in your game, or like what constitutes like you being able to get there as opposed to others?
I think I'm skilled enough. I think about the game in a way. Are you listening, Puss? I think about the game in a way that some people can't think about. Right?
Holy fuck! So now you're smarter than this law?
No.
What does that mean?
No, not you.
Fuck you.
Yeah, maybe I'm describing this the wrong way.
You are. You're sounding like a jerk off.
Let me
scale back.
Let me take a step back here for a minute. All right, what am I trying to say? I don't think that some people can reach the elite level.
Okay, I agree.
That being said, I think I can. With enough practice and work it.
I don't agree with that. So
listen, this is why I ask people
if they're born with that skill.
Hey, I ask people, when did you realize you had this kind of skill that your buddies didn't have? Because listen, you can play this game with someone and they're never going to get as good as you.
Mhm,
That's true.
mhm,
Like in chess, for example. Because you
mhm,
play chess, right?
mhm, mhm,
Although I had to bail. Some people, I watched this video clip recently with that guy Magnus Carlsen.
yeah. Yeah.
He was blindfolded
Right.
at Harvard University backwards against 9 opponents, and he beat all 9 of them.
Right. Right.
Like, it doesn't matter how many times they just practice or work at it,
Mhm,
they're
mhm, mhm.
never going to be as good as him.
No, but I do think there's something like this guy has been, he started studying chess when he was 5 years old, and he's got this muscle memory of every move in the book where he doesn't even need to look at the board, right? And I think there's something in this game of like, I don't know, I feel like seeing like Tuck, for example, get to the point where he can like beat me this year was like shocking to me. But it's like you can kind of see with enough gameplay that like it starts to click a little bit, and
Yeah.
you learn some like patterns just by like watching other people play. And yeah, I wonder like where's the ceiling, I guess, and like and how many people can get there. It seems kind of attainable, but yeah, I don't know.
I think the ceiling is different for different
Right,
people.
right.
Like the ceiling for one person might be to just make the bullet playoffs.
Mhm.
The ceiling for someone else might be to actually win it.
Yeah, but I guess what is that skill that like separates
Because right now, it's only two
that
people that
ceiling?
really have a
Like the
chance to win.
deking? Like I kind of feel like it goes deking. Like the people that can deke have a leg up to when I don't know, when the rest of the league like raises their level, like the dekers are going to have a leg up. That's kind of my opinion.
I think right off the bat, guys who don't play manual goalie are behind.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
you are behind.
Yeah.
And so right off the bat, I'd say anybody from high, we didn't play manual goalie, so we're behind. Not only
Right.
that, we're used to where we're behind on goalie, we're ahead on defense because we're used to playing with the defense.
That's true.
So defense should be more a high guy's strength than goaltending.
But let me ask you this question. As you say that, the Pittsburgh guys, did they play manual?
I can't compare the Pittsburgh guys to really anything because those two basically just fucked each other for 5 years. So they never played anybody else. So their style is almost so mirror of each other. It's hard to really pull apart. Yes, they both do different things better, but they're so similar that they're their own sub thing. Like same with Colin. I take Puss and Nips, I put him here. I take Colin and Sean and I put him here. There's those 4 guys are so similar to each other with their groups. Throw them out. Let's talk about the rest of the league.
But here's why I asked that question. At least for the Pittsburgh guys, and maybe Sean and Colin too, they're so precise in their hitting. They never miss.
Yeah.
Like I miss defensively,
Mhm.
and I get beat by it. It hurts me. Puss, especially when and Nipples when they're on, like those couple of seasons where Nipples was great, he didn't miss. Like
Yeah, but he had a different roster.
It's true.
You see him. I think a lot. You're seeing him with an average roster.
Yeah.
His roster is only going to get better.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying right now, his biggest problem is his roster because what you just said basically about when me playing LHX is the roster makes a big fucking deal.
Well,
so it's the same thing for Nips. His roster, losing Eiserman and Forsberg, you are. I mean, what do you got to get on your roster to equate to Forsberg and Eiserman moving forward? That's like you have to get Crosby and Ovechkin on your roster basically to mimic that, right?
Well, no. I think for Nate, it's equivalent to Korea and Raw.
No, but he's got 2 forwards.
No, but they're elite players. Right?
Yes, I agree.
And Nipples trading Forsberg and Eiserman is like you trading Korea and Raw.
Yeah.
They're like,
who was the Forsberg trade? Like Eiserman was to you.
Forsberg was to Magnus, wasn't it?
Oh right.
You got like Caberlet. No,
it was Bork for Eiserman. Yeah.
Eiserman was Bork. Yeah, Bork and Zoltok. And you know what? I'm going to say this again. I had no idea No
much is-
idea
I
that
thought-
he was willing to do that trade. Steve Yzerman is my most favorite hockey player of all time. And this fucking guy texts me out of nowhere, and he's like,
No, we're at a bar.
"Yeah, we were drinking," and he's like, "Dude, Nips will trade you Yzerman," and I'm like, "What?" So right away, we're sitting there drinking. I'm like, I text Nips, "Are you interested in trading Yzerman?" I'm like, holy fuck! If it wasn't for this guy, I wouldn't have him.
True. That's true.
Yeah, that's tough. His team was pretty dominant there for a couple
Yeah,
of
like
years.
phenomenal.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
He disassembled it. All right, let's. I want to go on to this last part. This is specific,
Yeah.
obviously, because we have brothers in
Yeah.
the league.
Yep.
He's got brothers. I've got brothers. So we have experience with brothers. So our last thing to you was name our top 5 brothers in sports. However you interpreted that, but keeping it to baseball, basketball, hockey, football,
Yeah.
whatever.
Mhm.
In those realms, give us your top 5 pairings. Okay. So Nate, why don't you start off with your 5 and 4?
Okay. Yeah, this was kind of a struggle. I thought there'd be more brothers actually in sports, but I'll start off with the Burres,
Okay.
just mainly because of Pavel. I don't know, did you guys have like the old Rock'em Sock'em videos in
Oh yeah. Yep.
about those? Yeah, just I remember it, yeah, really enjoying Pavel in those and I'll go number 4. I will go with all the Molinas, all the bat catchers in baseball.
That's great. That's a
Benji,
great call.
Yadier, all those catchers. Yeah.
That's a good one. That's good. Why don't you give yours?
So for me, I'll start with baseball. It's the Canseco brothers.
Who's the
Big fan
brother?
of big fan of Jose Canseco
Yeah.
and his twin brother Ozzy. Wasn't so good, but Canseco was so freaking good.
Yeah.
So he's my favorite. And in football, it's the Kelsey brothers.
Oh, I knew that they're
Yeah.
one of my
Listen,
Like the tight end, like Travis Kelce.
Travis,
there?
and
Travis.
you don't know who Jason Kelsey is?
No, don't know.
he's our center.
Oh, okay. No,
He's
I
a-
don't. My football knowledge is.
Listen,
nil.
arguably,
Now I'm mad.
arguably he's the best center in football.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
He
Okay.
might be top 3 centers of all time.
Yeah,
And
he's-
yeah.
He's like younger than Travis.
He's older.
No, he's 2
Yeah.
years older than Jay.
Oh
than
shit.
Travis.
Okay.
So
Never heard. of
they're
him.
actually calling this Super Bowl the Kelsey Bowl.
Yeah, it's called the Kelsey.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
So that's my baseball and football.
Okay.
Okay.
So my 5 was the Klitschko's, the 2 brothers. They both were world heavyweight champions. So in boxing, if you don't know who that is, but
Mhm.
they were both badasses, and not only that, they both picked up arms to fight for Ukraine.
Yeah, Ukrainian, right? Yeah.
Protect their village. So
Hmm.
I'll give it major kudos to the Klitschko brothers. And then number 4 is Maurice and Henry Richard. Nobody's, I mean, they're fucking unbelievable. I mean, 11 Stanley Cups for fucking Henry. And then Maurice was just, I don't know if anybody, I want to make the suggestion because I don't know if anybody's ever watched this movie. It's subtitles, it's French. The Rocket, if you've never seen it, it's a fantastic fucking movie. One of my favorite sports movies of all time. It takes some of the most iconic pictures and moments of Maurice Richard's career, and it just is coming from an American who was born in 1979. I knew nothing about the racism with the French Canadians and what they dealt with. So that it was such for me to learn so much and to see such the iconic moments that this guy brought. Amazing, those 2 guys, and they both. I mean, it's amazing to think that Henry was better than Maurice when Maurice is the one that everybody talks about. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
So,
what is
they're
their
my-
age gap? Do you know? Like, where are they?
I'm thinking it was 7 or 8 years.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
I think
Okay.
it was 7 or 8 years.
Maurice was the
Yeah.
older.
Maurice was older. Yeah,
Okay.
Henry hung
'Cause-
around forever. Yeah, he hung around forever.
And they both played on Montreal.
Montreal. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because they're like legends in like French Canada, right?
Yeah.
Like in Quebec, they're I always hear like Maurice Richard. So.
Yeah. Exactly. So why don't you give your 3 and 2?
Yeah, we'll shift to basketball. We'll go Steph and Seth Curry. Well,
makes sense.
Seth, I think Seth used to be on Philly, right?
He was.
Year.
Yeah, he traded him for in the Ben Simmons trade.
Right.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Ben Simmons over there?
What are our thoughts on Ben Simmons?
Yeah.
He sucks
Yeah,
ass.
he sucks.
But it's not that he's. Well, let me don't say that he sucks. He does not have, and this may sound cliche saying this. He has no balls. He has no
Right,
balls.
right.
Like game 7, he gets the ball under the net and he pulls it down instead of going up strong and putting
He
and scoring.
passes it.
Yeah, he passes it out. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't take a shot
Yeah.
in a game 7. He doesn't take one shot. Like he just has no balls. That's my feeling with Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Joel
Yeah,
Embiid has his own problems. He's phenomenal. He's amazing. He's fun to watch, but he's a pussy. He's a baby. He cries too much.
Yeah.
So we have problems. We have problems.
But yeah, number 2, I'll go with Robin and Brooke Lopez. I don't know if you know those guys. Basketball
Yeah,
players as well.
yeah.
Yeah. Super tall, goofy guys, always fighting mascots and stuff.
And they're all over the place. I feel like they've changed teams a bunch of times.
Yeah, Robin changes every year. He's just goofy.
But they're
guy.
solid. But they're solid either.
Solid
scary or
pros,
come off the
yeah,
bench.
they're-
They're always solid.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ed.
All right, my next 2 are in hockey. It's the Bure brothers, Pavel and Valerie.
Mhm.
Obviously, similar to Canseco's, Pavel was ridiculous. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen someone that fast make score
No, he's phenomenal.
with that kind of speed. He was just ridiculous. Valerie was a good player, but
Valerie was average. He's mid. What my son should tell me, he's mid.
Yeah.
He's mid.
and in basketball, it's the Gasol brothers,
Mhm.
which I think
Nate
Hey.
named. Yeah,
you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Freaking really good.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
all right.
So 2 more. I got Tiki and Rondé, the Barber brothers. I don't know if you know who they are.
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah.
So obviously one won a Super Bowl and one played in the Super Bowl and won multiple rushing titles. So and not only that, I think they're authors. They're just 2 pretty good guys. And then Henrik and Daniel, the Sedin brothers. I mean, I think we all know how fantastic they are and everything that they've done through their careers, and they probably couldn't have done a lot more if they weren't stuck in Vancouver. So
Right. When are they coming into our league here? What year is
well,
that
wait,
draft?
they both come in. I think they're 2007, 2006.
Oh, that late,
Yeah.
eh? Okay.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah, my number 1 is just the Gasols as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed Mark mainly. Mark is he was on the Raptors when they won, so he was kind of like the linchpin. He was their trade deadline addition that kind of pushed them over the edge.
he did it for the Lakers too. He did it for the
Yeah,
Lakers
he's just
too.
like so smart. He like could barely move at the end of his career, and he's just super smart. Like knew how to direct people. He was awesome to watch. Yeah, really enjoyed that guy.
Yeah, we faced him.
Yeah, he was the Embiid stopper. Yeah, Embiid couldn't do anything against Gasol.
Yeah,
it's true. So even though it's another hockey, it's the Sedins. I mean, my 5th is the Sedin brothers. I mean, such ridiculous talent, both of them. I mean, one won the MVP, the other one almost won. I mean, so freaking skilled.
yeah, phenomenal. Yeah, unbelievable.
Were they like the same skill level, or like who's better? Or
They would.
were just-
I think they would say Daniel was better, right? Because
Was
I think
better, huh?
Daniel was the one who won the MVP, right? I think he won the MVP.
Mm.
I still think they put up very similar statistics. I don't think.
What were they drafted? Like 1, 2?
Well,
Like, how did they both
Vancouver-
end up on Vancouver?
Exactly. That's what you really got to look at, because they even played. I think they played. I think they played all their club hockey together, all their junior hockey together. So like to even get drafted on the same team, I think you got to read into it. The way they were able to pull it off, I remember it being a pretty good story. But yeah, the fact that they ended up on the same team and then
that's
never played apart.
That's
Never played
incredible. I mean,
Right.
to play your whole career with your brother, that's got to be cool.
Yeah, go to Stanley Cups, play in Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So mine is, I mean, it's a no-brainer. I can't believe neither of you guys said it, but Peyton and Eli. I mean, Peyton and Eli are 2 of the best brothers out there. I mean, they both have 2 Super Bowls. They both played in multiple Super Bowls, set multiple records and whatever. But I just want to say, the other day I did stop because I made this list a while ago, since we were supposed to have you on a couple of weeks ago. And then once this past NFC Championship game happened, I was like, Jason and Travis are definitely right up there. And if you don't know who Jason Kelsey is, I suggest you go to Brian Baldinger. If you know who Brian Baldinger is, go to his Twitter page, Brian Baldinger, and watch his videos. of Jason Kelce because he's going to show you exactly how phenomenal Jason Kelce is.
Jason
We all know how
Kelce.
good Travis Kelce is.
Yeah.
Jason Kelce is to our team, to our city. Like he's a legend. If they win the Super Bowl next weekend, there will be a trophy of Jason Kelce, a statue of Jason Kelce in our city.
Damn. How
Yeah.
many, like he's played there his whole career?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
35
in,
is
in 2017, when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, he gave this phenomenal.
If you've never seen his speech was one of the greatest Super Bowl, celebration speeches. So in the city of Philadelphia on New Year's Day, we have a special parade. It's called the Mummers Parade. And what it does is it goes all day and it happens in the center of the city.
Mhm.
And it's like these different clubs and they play special kind of music. They do goofy things. They put skits together and it goes all day. It's just drunken people hanging out all day on New Year's Day. It's an event that happens in the city. If you grow up in this area, it's best to attend it at least one time just to experience it.
And there's a museum.
Yeah, there's a museum for it. And I grew up, my dad made sure he watched it. I watched football on New Year's Day, college football. My dad watched the Mummers Parade. That's what he watched because it was on all day. So when Jason Kelce gave his speech, and actually the whole time he rode his bike along the parade route, he was in a Mummers outfit the whole way. So that when you see Jason Kelce at the parade for the 2017 Super Bowl, he's wearing this crazy outfit. He's wearing a Mummers outfit, which to us, our city, is a huge fucking thing. So he is like totally made himself part of our city. So we love him. So to see what is happening now, that's why Ed and I obviously are feel so drastic about it. So he's just phenomenal to us.
So who would you guys say are like the like iconic athletes now in Philly? Like who like resonate most with
Bryce Harper?
Oh, right.
I mean,
How long's
Bryce
he
Harper,
been there now? A couple years?
He's been here 3 years. But after the home run
Right.
in the NLCS, I mean, he's legend. He's legend. I mean, that's called what's that post I have? It's Bedlam at the bank. I mean, it is known what just happened. Like so, for us in this city, like I was telling you, trying to schedule this.
Well, it's Harper. It's Embiid.
Embiid, Carter Hart, and Jalen Hurts is where we're at right now.
Carter Hart, like the goalie?
Yeah.
Is he the goalie? Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah, he's good.
Oh, he's phenomenal. But
he's
on a shitty team.
He's 24. He's young.
Yeah, he won gold with Canada. He won in the juniors and in with Team Canada. Yeah, Carter Hart is no joke. Will he be here forever? I don't know because that fucking team is a mess. So we don't know what's going to happen with right. But Embiid, of course. I mean, we all love Embiid, but we all see what the problem is. We've seen basically with this Sixers team, being your basketball fan, we've seen everything that this Sixers team can do. We finished first, we finished third, we finished fifth. So we know what it's like to get in the playoffs and finish wherever. We just need to win, basically now. We haven't gotten past the second round, and that in this city is killing us. So we need to get past the second round. And there's Joel Embiid, when he is playing his game, he's the greatest basketball player in the game right now. You can't stop him. You can't stop him.
The problem is he gets injured.
And he cries.
And he's a baby.
Yeah. When things go sour, he's the first to pout.
Yeah, for sure. With Harden too. So what is the view? How do the Philly fans feel about Harden in general? Like, I can't imagine he'd be liked.
Well, I mean, it's not, I don't even know if it's about liked because I don't know if anybody's trying to bond with James Harden. I think that we know that why he's here was to help us get to a championship. I mean, it was also why he's here was to get rid of Ben Simmons. That was really the most important thing because he was the cancer on the team. So the fact that we were able to get James Harden and get rid of Ben Simmons is fantastic, but I don't think anybody has thought it was Houston and James Harden coming here. Nobody thought that. But last year, again, he's another guy. I think he took one shot in Game 7. So we were like, what happened? Like, why did we bring this guy in? Well, if you're watching them this year, they're playing really well. I think they've won 24 of their last 29 games or something like that. So they're playing really well right now.
Totally.
So James Harden, it's not like anybody loves him, but we appreciate what he's doing. He moves the ball, man. If you watch him, he moves the ball really well.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Let's see him in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, again, something we've all experienced. And the crazy thing is that we will have gone from the Phillies in the World Series, the Eagles in the Super Bowl, to the Sixers doing who knows what, but they very well could go to the championship. And in 1980, in Philadelphia, we had all 4 teams in the championship. So it's like we're trying to get back to that where it's at.
Right.
Philadelphia is a strange city, man. We really live and die by our sports teams.
Yeah.
And when we hear the Canadian guys talk about that, like some of you guys don't have a team, it's weird to us because we're so bonded. Like as jaded as I am with the Flyers right now, they're still my favorite team. I still can't root for anybody else. I'm really hard on them, but it's just the way it is. Like we're born here. That's who we're supposed to root for.
Right.
People from Pittsburgh, they don't have a basketball team.
Yeah, they don't even have a basketball team. When you don't even like. Well, I mean, you're saying the same thing about Toronto. I mean, they're a Canadian football team, so it's not even the same thing.
Yeah, we're the Buffalo,
like,
right? Like
fucking Canadian football.
Right. Yeah, I think the Argos, like Toronto Argos won, and it's like, I didn't even know.
And they've been around a long time. They've been around
for sure. Yeah, it's just like I just don't. But most of the Toronto people would follow Buffalo for sure, and like if Buffalo's playing in like a conference final game, I'd probably watch it. Like
I didn't know that. I didn't know you. So you guys consider that's your football.
Buffalo would be our home team for sure. Yeah. So I've gone to games in Buffalo. Like we will take a bus down. Yeah. Like group of friends will take a bus and go down there, and it's definitely the home team for sure.
How far is Buffalo from Toronto?
Couple hours, and we're
less than 4.
Yeah, probably.
Oh wow, that's fucking crazy.
2 hours. I want to say like it's pretty common for guys to like get a group of people, take a bus down, tailgate, like spend the day.
So how much of a pain in the ass is it for you to cross the border though?
Not bad at all. No, especially on the like you go on these buses, they don't bother. They barely check. No, they drink on them and stuff. So yeah, that was like a yearly occurrence. We take like a trip a year, go down and watch the Bills. So yeah, definitely like all of my friends are like Bills fans, like big Bills fans. So yeah, that's our hometown team. Yeah. Who again like fail every year in the playoffs.
Dude, I root for them. I root for them every year, man. I do. Yeah. But
it seems like it's a crazy fan base.
Yeah.
Totally. And they're like starved for wins, right?
They're so hard up, man. Trust me, before 2017, this city was fucking tear our heads off. We were fucking insane. And when we won the Super Bowl, it changed everything. It changed everything. Yeah. And it sounds weird to say that, but for us that are sports fans, it changed everything. It really did.
Do you feel like you're because I'm a big Raps fan, and like I was in Taiwan when they won the championship, so I was like watching. Like I'd wake up in the morning and just tune into the games. I was like a huge fan, like yelling in my apartment and stuff. And but I find myself after they won, like I feel like I'm less invested now. It like feels like that was just like the pinnacle, and now I'm like
and I agree with you there. It's not that I'm trust me, I'm not any less invested in the Eagles, but if they don't win, it's not going to hurt me as much.
Right.
Whereas in the past, man, we would be just fucking destroyed for a month because we want to win finally. You know what I mean?
The thing about 2017 is we couldn't believe
how it happened.
It was just wow, we won.
Yeah.
For so long, our city didn't win. Like we get close. Flyers in 2010, we get close. And it never happened.
Yeah.
You know, so Phillies in 2007, 8. But yeah, in 2017, when they fucking did it, like the football team won. It was incredible.
Yeah. So let me explain something to you too, Nate. So when I lived on Highland Ave, my buddy Dave moved in next to me, and he built a garage for us to hang out in. Literally, that's what he built it for him to work on cars and for us to hang out in. And we were able to all get together and watch. We watched the 2017 season together. So me and 8, 9, all the high guys and my two sons will tell you this. They will cite 2017 as one of their greatest experiences because one was 10 and one was 15. And they remember going to Mr. Dave's garage every game. And we stayed together and we watched all the way through to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So it's like, we're linked together. Like it's a big fucking deal.
Right.
Like
that's huge.
And I don't know what it's like in other cities. I don't know how it can be any different. But we here, that's just the way it is. Right. It's a disease. Trust me. I grew up in a family that, like, I have 5 brothers and sisters. My parents are not sports fans. My family is not sports fans. But somehow I've been infected with the Philadelphia sports disease. So it's just in this city, it's very, very different.
Right.
I want to see if you said you had some questions. Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you guys about your styles, how they've switched. I noticed, yeah, both you guys seem to have changed a lot over the seasons.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, I noticed Klein, you're like way more defensive now. You're really like, I don't know, not giving up nearly as much chances. So yeah, I was gonna ask you guys about that shift, and
Yeah.
I noticed as well, Wolf, like your offense is just completely different. I feel
Yeah.
than the first couple times we played. So yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. So for me, I've made a concerted effort to play better defense because so I actually felt it when I was playing LHX was that last night where
Yep.
where I feel like I myself am getting better with tracking the man with the puck. Now it might also be easier because again, LHX's team was not as talented as mine, so the guys carrying the puck are a lot easier to track. But when I feel like I'm able to pick one of my forwards and I'm able to move across the zone and just keep staying with you. Like right now, I think my goal is to stay between the shooter and the goalie, no matter what. I'm just trying to stay in that area. Like, that do that umbrella basically in the defensive zone where I can stay and constantly stay in front of the man. And the way LHX runs his offense, it almost played into that game because he was being an outside guy trying to get the slappers, trying to get stuff out from the outside. So I'm happy to keep you to the outside. Yeah, definitely my defense and my goaltending are coming along. I'm not saying they're where they should be. I definitely don't see me anywhere near being able to compete with Sean and Colin. But I swept Puss this year. You and I split all the time. So I have no shame in my game. I consider myself one of the top 10 players. I got no problem in saying that at all. But I still have plenty to learn, which when I signed up for this league, I thought I was not going to have anything to learn. So
Right.
Yeah, from my team, definitely doing a lot of different shit than I used to do. Like I said earlier, dumping the puck in the corner, flips. Never did that shit. Doing it now. Cross creases, but I always did that shit. Down B's, which I'm not proud of, but doing that. Trying to think what else. Yeah, my game. Oh, manual goalie play.
yeah,
My manual goalie plays way
much
better.
different. Much different.
Yeah, like I'll take control of the goalie if cross creases and shit like that, and definitely way better than I used to be. I think my problem is focus. Sometimes maybe I'm taking I know the first game, for example.
He just went right down and scored. It's 3-2. You realize your brother is
3-2.
Series 3-2.
What's
And so in game 6, with 1 minute in, Ellis just went up 1-0. He went right down and scored.
God?
So
Damn.
The comical font first game. I wasn't using manual. I lose focus sometimes. So so she won 3-2, and it was like cross crease stuff. Like stuff that your brother and you and Klein lately are just stopping. Like maybe I'm taking someone lightly, which I shouldn't be doing. Right? So I think that's one of the things that I just have to improve on. The elite players in the league, which I would put you in and this guy in right now, along with your brother and Puss, is consistency. That's it. Like doing this shit consistently. I'll do it for 6 games and then I'll stop.
Right.
It's
And then
focus.
I'll lose a couple. Yeah.
Right.
Just focus and consistency. Nipples, he's not consistent. Nipples used to be, I think last season at Nipples at 9. Nipples is probably 12 now in my book.
It's crazy to me because he was locked in as a top 6 kind of guy. Yeah, I honestly I feel like I haven't played him in a long time. I haven't seen him play. I'm not sure.
Oh, he's still a great. He's still a
really
great
good,
player.
but yeah,
He's definitely still a great player. But
I think
he loses focus.
But I also think what you're seeing too is you're seeing the difference in some guys who are, and I'm not saying some guys are bad at it, but some guys who take the GMing a little more serious. So you see some guys who are actually trying to acquire players that are going to be able to help them in certain situations. I specifically went into getting Daze and Bertuzzi because I needed to stand up to guys like Puss. You know what I mean? That's specifically why I got those guys.
And Ross.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. Like Nips isn't doing that. He's not doing that. So he's not. When Nips is acquiring guys, he's going for guys that he loves as players. Hossa is one of his favorite players.
Nips.
Yes. I'm saying Nips isn't building his team as a GM. He's building his team as a fan of the team. Yes, Eisman's one of my favorite players, but he's also one of the fucking greatest players in the game right now. It's different than getting Nips getting Hossa. He has Hossa, but Hossa's still got 3-4 years before he's fucking dominant Hossa to where we'll all be like, fuck, Hossa's incredible. Like, so Nips has to wait. You know what I mean? Like, so he's bought into that piece. You know what I mean? So you have to wait. When you buy into like a and St. Louis is not even that great, but when you get one of these young pieces, like you don't want to get rid of it right away, right?
But
so
it's like Caledonia has Thornton. He hasn't played
you got to
in
go
2 years, right? You just got to wait.
Pains, right? You got to deal with that.
But Nips has to hold on to Mitra.
Yeah, but Dimitri's hitting his point right now, right?
Sure.
But we also waited for like 5 years.
Forever, yeah. Like if this guy had Palfy still on his roster, he would have been waiting 7 years for him, right? That was like a long time to wait.
Right.
And that's the tough part. That's the tough part.
Listen,
roster building, I think, is a big part of this.
Listen, recently, I've had several people, I'm not going to say names, come strong for Jovo. And I just say no. Because Jovo, next season, he finally gets into the 80s. And so far, he's only been in the 70s, and he's a monster already. So Jovo, next year, in the 80s, I can't wait. And in 2 seasons, he's in 88. Holy shit. He's going to be a ridiculous monster.
So when you talk about your team, Nate, and you're talking about how like your team's aging out, like do you have a plan? Because sometimes I'm like, Sean basically, like your brother basically waits till draft time and then he's like, I want to shake things up and make some moves.
Yeah.
Like he's not laying things out ahead of time. When you start winning, he's not worried about that. But you are still similar to us, I would think. You're still trying to manipulate your team to some point of what you're trying to accomplish. So what do you see with your roster? Like what is that like this offseason? I'm not trying to make any changes on my roster. What are you trying to do with your roster this offseason? Win, lose, whatever. What are you trying to do with your roster?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I feel like this is the year where my roster kind of peaked. I was waiting for Guerin to get good. I was playing like Langkow on right wing last year as a lefty, which was kind of a pain. Like I didn't really like that. And all of my guys kind of fall off in I think 4 years. And so it's like I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do at that point. Like my D-men, like Zubov, Palfy, Guerin, they all have like a 4-year window. Wah's done in 4 years or whatever. So I don't know. Like I need to get some depth somehow, but I also don't really want to like trade a key piece for the future because like I don't know. I feel like my window is now. Like I have a chance anyway. So I think I'm just gonna play it out. Like I haven't put too much thought into it. I feel like Sean does a good job of like he traded for St. Louis. Like he's kind of built for the future as well.
Nothing against his moves. He's done great moves, but I feel like he's like last minute. Oh, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah,
you know, he's not like planning ahead of time.
Totally.
I do have a question for you. For some reason, when I watch your team playing, the fact that there's 2 players with number 9, that drives me nuts.
Yeah. My first couple games, I was like, man, I don't know what's going on here, but now I'm used to it. I don't even notice anymore. I guess I played the whole year. But
I'm like, wait, is that Palfy? Is that Guerin? That would I could never. I would have been on the DMing with Magnus the next day.
My first game, I thought it was a glitch. Like I didn't really realize what was going on, but I know Guerin's a righty and Korea's a lefty, so it's now I'm used to it. It doesn't really bother me. But yeah, when Moses is doing the game on Sunday, I'm sure he'll.
But if you were to change one of them for next season, who are you changing?
I got to keep Korea's got to keep his number, so we'll Billy can change. Yeah, I don't know what number, but
because I think you have to do that.
Wait, Billy, who's got the other number 9?
Guerin.
Oh,
Guerin and Korea. That's what I
Yeah.
was thinking. Yeah, the 9 confused me because I don't
Yeah.
remember him wearing.
That's
So
weird.
I think next season, as a favor to the Wolf, you have to change
I'll
Gary.
request that. Yeah.
No,
That makes
no.
sense. Yeah.
Fuck that. No. Do
I
me a
kind
favor.
of like the
Don't ever
confusion.
change your uniforms because I love that fucking vibrant.
No, I like
That vibrant green. I
totally.
tried to last season in the Q. I had a team called the California Rosins, so
Yeah.
I tried to mimic that green on my uniforms, and it just didn't look as nice. So I moved my team to Philadelphia.
Nice. Yeah, no, I like that color. It's but when I was playing Moses, he had a similar color scheme. So whenever we'd play, it was just tripping me out. Like I couldn't tell who was who. And
I mean, I understand. I know what happened with Moses outside in the real world. So
Yep.
do you ever think Moses will come back? Because he wasn't a bad player.
I don't know. Yeah, I'd like to see him back. Like he's a really good player. Like I feel
Yeah,
like he
like,
didn't play very well in the league. Like that
his
first
last
year he was
season,
good, but
his
he
last
was
season, I
brutal,
throw
yeah.
away. He had so much other shit going on.
In this
But-
game.
But
He's a really like he plays me probably like the toughest of anyone. I don't know. I just struggle with his style. I don't know why, but
can you put a number on the amount of games you think Colin and Sean have played each other in their lifetime?
Oh fuck yeah, probably. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, they say in the thousands. Like they.
Okay. No, I'm just trying to
Tons.
gauge because I keep what makes me feel better is thinking of it like, holy shit, they
Yeah.
must have played 95 for like 5
Oh,
years straight and
listen.
not played any other game.
Well, Nips and Puss.
No, honestly, yeah, similar.
Nips and Puss have said that they probably played each other over 10,000 times.
Which and isn't that the mark? Like 10,000 hours, and you're the
Yeah.
expert, right? So
Yeah,
but
yes.
And then Nips says that Puss probably has them 6,000 to 4,000.
It's crazy because when I think about it, like I
Yeah.
said, I played this game, but I didn't stay on this game.
Yeah.
So they stayed on the game. Not even that, like to have somebody living with you that you could play this game at that time.
Yeah,
In 1995, I was 16.
Yeah.
So to be even able to spend that much time with somebody to play this game at that time, I didn't have that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like
It's a game changer. It's just a game changer, especially like when they're both the same level and you're like, you know, like you have to kind of keep growing as a player or you're gonna lose. So it's like it's probably pushing each other to higher levels all the time. So yeah, no, they played a ton of games.
What else can they grow to? What else can those two grow to? Honestly,
well, they've probably plateaued to a certain extent now. That's kind of my question. Like, are we? I don't know. I feel like I could get there eventually. Like, it's just putting into that amount of hours to get to that point. But maybe not. Like, maybe that's not doable. But
you guys are really convincing me of that right now. You guys are really making me think that it's just time put in, which I didn't think that because sometimes I think it's time put in, but sometimes I'm like I play certain guys and I'm like I don't know if you guys feel this way. Sometimes when I play one of the new guys at the end of the first period, I'm like, this guy has no offensive plan. He has no defensive plan. I can basically do whatever I want.
For sure,
right?
for sure.
So when you play somebody who has a plan, it makes you totally rethink of how you're handling it. You might not have to change what you're doing, but you're at least like, okay, this guy sits in front of the net.
100%.
But when I play somebody who's just like, let me think of somebody who's chaotic. Like somebody who just is Dan. I'll say Dan. Dan is chaotic. Yes, he likes to do one-timers, but I don't know what the fuck he's trying to actually accomplish because I don't think he's actually trying to accomplish anything, right? So I think it's almost easier when we play someone who's trying to accomplish something because we can dissect it. Whereas when I play Ellis, I don't know what the fuck he's
doing. And I think that's a really good point because I think that's if you like go back to the like Tickiness and Sean series last year, it's like I think Sean has so many reps with people like playing the traditional 95 game. And then these 94 guys, like Tickiness plays a whole different style, right? Like that's totally different. And I think that threw him off big time in that series. And there's something to these 94 guys that is a bit like, it's just a bit different. Like, which is like why I thought like NIU, I thought he could beat Audubon just because he plays like this like weird style. Like I find him kind of tough to play against.
I completely agree. Completely agree.
It's like you can play like a lot of the 90. I don't know. I feel like all the 95 guys play a similar style, but it's different than the 94 guys, so that can kind of throw you off a little bit.
Yes, they pass a lot more. They pass a lot more, and I feel like they're a little more patient.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of the 95 guys I play they're a lot like me. It's like go go go. Go, go, go. We're constantly shooting up and down the ice. So for me specifically, I know when I play certain guys, I want to try to pull back. Some guys don't even realize that. Like if you just pull your defenseman back and reset, and go back into the zone. Like I know people have talked about this,
Mhm.
but some guys don't even try to attempt that. You know what I mean? Like they don't even know that that's an option.
You mean when you're in the offensive end to come back
Yeah,
there?
like when I'm in the offensive zone and I see I have no shot, I'm gonna
Yeah.
pull back out, reset, and see where everybody sets back up at, basically.
Right.
And some guys don't do that. They just keep firing shots that aren't gonna go in. Like Dan. And Chris. Chris is the same way.
CC, go.
Yeah, and I think that's I don't know, that's something that I've really changed, I think, from the first couple of years or first couple seasons in the league is like just like the pointless shots are like they're useless. They're just a turnover.
Yeah.
And I think you got to try to look for something good, right?
Yes. Which is why sometimes when I see like myself with 8 shots in a game and I'm like 8 shots, but yeah, I was really trying to pick as to what I was trying to shoot at. Whereas Chris is shooting Chalky is shooting 30 shots a game, but he's just firing them from all over the ice.
Right. It just
doesn't make any sense.
Just ends up being a turnover. There's no difference.
Yeah, exactly. You're giving the puck back to the guy to have an odd man rush up the ice.
It's true.
Right.
It's true.
What's the score of that game? What are we at here?
Oh,
that's it. Sean won 4 games
he
to
won.
2.
Okay.
Yeah, he won in overtime in game 6.
Yep.
4-3 in overtime in game 6. So Ellis, major kudos, man. Great fucking season. Great season because he came back, got himself into playoff position, knocked this fucking guy out.
Who?
You. They eliminated you. Otto and him eliminated you. Don't shoulder bump me. This fucking guy shoulder bump me. Anyway, so I'm just saying, Ellis, great fucking job.
Yeah,
Kudos, great season, and fucking to win 2 games off Sean in the playoffs.
Great season.
Fantastic, dude.
But now we turn our attention to Puss and Bell.
Yeah, which we know, and they said they're playing Saturday night. Supposedly they're playing tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Might be Moses. I know Sean messaged Moses earlier on.
So wait, Moses is Moses calling their game and your game?
Yeah, that's the plan, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, he's calling mine 9 at
Wow.
9 o'clock on Sunday. He
Tomorrow's
said.
gonna be awesome.
Yeah. There
Tomorrow,
should be, well,
yeah.
no, but I don't know if anybody else has said this. I'm not, and again, since nobody, and we have no sports this weekend. There's no sports this weekend. So any kind of NHL fucking 95 hockey we can get in, I'd love to get it in.
Listen, I reached out to G-Lock, but he said not till Tuesday. So
yeah, whatever. I'll take stuff during the week. Look, this fucking week is going to be hard as fuck for us to get through. So whatever fucking distractions we can get.
The Super Bowl's on next Sunday?
Next Sunday, yeah. Any kind of distractions we can get.
Here's our next 2 weekends. Next weekend,
Super Bowl
Sunday.
Hi.
The weekend after that,
Hi.
Right.
Hi.
Ooh.
So it's gonna be us Philadelphia guys, we're gonna be fucked up. We're just fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna say right now. Eagles beat the Kansas City Chiefs 31-17.
Yeah.
31.
What are the odds going into it?
Well, right now the Birds are a 1.5 point favorite.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So interestingly, obviously, Magnus is coming.
Yep.
Derek Sutton is coming.
Dude, wait, hold on a second. You're a traveler. So I really hope you can set some time aside because
I thought about it this year. Yeah, I honestly Magnus reached out to me and I was trying to make it work, but just couldn't.
When we're talking about next year, we Gopher has said he's gonna try to do as hard as he can. We really hope you guys can make it down here because this year right now with the 25 guys that we have, we're considering this. I know you guys had that thing up in Toronto, but we have probably the most highly ranked guys in the world coming to play at this tournament. So I'll play it up as that much. Not to mention the 15 to 20 other guys that we have here, but we have 7, 8, 9 guys from the W that are playing that are very good W players.
Yeah, no, for sure. We gotta organize something for a full championship.
Did you know about 2020? Did you know prior?
Yeah, I know for sure. Yeah, I was planning on going
because he had a T-shirt. Even his wife even gave him a T-shirt that said Toronto 2020.
Yeah,
He wore all through 2019, thinking we were coming up there to play in this tournament, and then shit had fucking blow up.
We were ready. Moses was kind of planning it, and I wasn't in the email chain, but Sean was keeping me in the loop, and it sounded like a go. We were all super excited, and it's kind of funny. Usually in our tournaments, we'd Stefan, the one guy who's not in the league, he'd always get pretty drunk by the end of the night, and then be like, "Oh man, I want to play these other groups." I wonder how we stack up, and So yeah, we were super stoked to play. So it's kind
Yeah.
of a shame, but
So speaking of the way you stack up, so when we talk about Sean and Colin, so I'd be very interested to see them with normal teams on the normal console. So and again, I hate asking you about them because I'm not trying to override you at all. But so if you want to give your team, like Colin and Sean, who do they play with when they're playing normal OG 95?
yeah, but we usually have a system where you can't play with the same team twice. So it's in our tournaments. So it's you kind of play with everyone. I wouldn't say they have a specific team. Colin likes like the offensive team, so he's good with like Dallas or Tampa. Like he likes those teams that I just do not like.
So what do you think about our system?
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, no, that's a really cool system. You spin the wheel, and you have the same team for the whole tourney.
If you're picking 20th,
I like that. Yeah,
you're kind of fucked, right? But if you're picking in the top 5, you got an elite team, minus Chicago and Detroit. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, I like that. I like that a lot.
He's getting raped by his dog. Sorry, one of his
Get
dogs.
down there.
Yeah, I was kind of saying to Sean the one year how we should, from the previous year's results to kind of have like the worst team pick first and just go down, so the best teams get like the worst. But yeah, I don't know. There's a few different ways to do it. I like that wheel idea though. That's pretty cool.
It's cool.
Yeah, it just adds a lot of drama.
Do you
And
get
that's
bored
the-
with
and
playing
we-
with the same team, or like that would be my one concern of
Well,
just
that gets
being-
boring. Is that what you
yeah,
said?
like playing with the same team like the whole day.
No.
Like,
No, because guess
Yeah.
like so the tournament with the prelims the first 6 games, it's different because when you're playing through the 5-minute period games that are for the first 6 games, everybody's kind of relaxed because everybody's just trying to get a feel
Yeah, stop it.
for what's going on.
Right.
The first 6 games, there's no stress, but once you get to about 3:00
Oh,
and the sun starts to go down and you're getting into the tournament, everything changes because then everybody kind of gets on fucking edge because it's
Right.
like,
Right.
but at that point you've played 6 games with this team. So you should kind of get
Yeah.
a feel for this team of what you're trying to accomplish.
did you say it's 5 minutes though?
Yeah, 5 minutes for the prelims, but then when you get into
Then
the
10,
tournament, it's
eh?
10 minutes games.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Yeah.
10 minutes is long. It's
Yeah.
long. It's
Yeah.
what you are never out of the game in a 10-minute period.
True.
Listen,
True.
it could be 4-0 in the first, and you can come back and win.
Yeah.
So what are the scores usually? 10-9-ish? Like
Right,
something?
No,
Depends.
it really depends on the players.
Honestly,
It really depends on the players. We've had 2-1 games. It
Yeah.
really depends on the
1
players.
games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just exhibitioned nipples the other day, and it was like 5-3.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah,
Interesting.
once you figure out how to lock down on D,
Mhm.
but of course, it depends on your team, right?
Mhm.
You know, if I'm
Yeah,
the-
we're the
Yeah, if
players.
you're playing
with the
JP
slower
were
teams.
10-9.
like,
It was
if I'm the
10-9.
Rangers and someone I'm playing is to Tampa Bay,
Right.
I should win that game 9 times out of 10.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I'm jealous. I'd like to be there. Like it's fun playing with the OG rosters too. Like it was
Yeah.
kind of nice. It was nice being at that tourney and like I kind of forgot like who was good and stuff. Like it was kind of
Yeah.
nice to rediscover what teams I liked and stuff. It was nice.
well, we're hoping to do a nice job of recording it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. What's
We'll
the
have
setup
2
going to
games
be for
streaming.
that?
The whole
Yeah.
day we'll have 2 games streaming. Like
Cool.
it's going to be an event. We're getting together Friday night, so we'll have a bunch of shit we'll send out to everybody Friday night. It's just
Nice.
This is going to be a fucking
Yeah.
great time. I'm glad all these guys are coming
Yeah.
down. I wish more could come, but it's only going to get each year get better. We're just making a big deal about this right now.
Yeah, this 10 season, but hopefully next year you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope so.
love
I hope so for
it.
sure.
We
Yeah.
want to see what these Waterloo guys are like in person.
Yeah.
I want to see how Sean handles it when somebody's over his back yelling at him. I want to
Just
see how
get him
Sean-
enough drinks and he'll be passed out. So no worries there.
Like,
Yeah.
so like I don't see you guys as like very harsh with each other, would you say? Are you guys harsh with each other? Like
No, we're not really chirping and stuff in
so
minor
is it
chirps.
quiet
but-
when you guys are playing? Is it quiet?
No,
I mean,
no, we usually
I
have
guess
some.
music's playing, right?
Yeah,
But
we got some like punk music in the background, and it'll be pretty rowdy in there. But yeah, it's usually like who can handle their alcohol. Like Sean, notoriously in these tournaments can't handle his alcohol that well,
Okay.
so he gets beat out. Yeah, semifinals comes around and he's drunk. So
is Sean over 5'2"?
5'2". Yeah, that is an affirmative. Yeah.
So he's 5'7".
I don't know what he is. Yeah, something like that.
He's high chalk. He's chalky size. He's chalky size.
Listen, let me ask you this, because you're
Yeah.
saying Sean gets banged up, but he still wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always like yeah, it's like can he keep it together long enough, right? Like all these tournaments is the same. Like if he's like determined, then he'll come in. If he comes in overconfident, then he'll drink a lot and be wasted. So
Is he
yeah,
overconfident with you? Do you feel that overconfidence, or are you like?
oh,
what?
generally, yeah. In the tournaments, he's killed me. Like, yeah, I can't really beat him. I think I beat him one year, but he was like super wasted. But I was always way worse than I am now. So now I feel like it's a reasonably fair matchup. He'll beat me like 7 out of 10 times probably, but yeah, I don't think he'd be overconfident now. Yeah.
When you sit down for a W game, do you have like? I'll be honest, okay. When I'm like
Yeah.
when I sat down to play LHX last night, I obviously felt it. You know, you get the nerves. Do you feel
Yeah.
the same way?
Yeah, totally. Not in season anymore. I'm just like it kind of feels like an obligation to get all
In
these
regular
games in,
season,
to be
yeah,
honest.
regular
Like I'm
season.
just like fuck, I just want to get these games in. Playoffs for sure. Like I was feeling it a little bit. Yeah, definitely at the tournament too, in person, like playing with me and Sagathon. It's like, and there was the video too, and I could like see myself like all nervous playing and stuff.
Yeah,
It's great, you know, like it's
Yeah.
like that adrenaline rush you don't really get for other things. So
It's funny you say that because I've been trying to say to Nipples and Puss, they've never played in a
in
live
person.
tournament.
Yeah.
So they don't know. They're great players, but it is different, right? Would you agree? To be in front of a crowd playing a game.
It's different, and it's definitely different, like by the sounds of it, in your style of tourney. Like in that one, it was such a big area and there wasn't much drinking because it's like you have to buy beers at the bar. So it's like
Yeah.
I'm used to being at these tournaments and being like wasted by the end
Mhm.
and with like crowds around you. Whereas this was not really like that feel
Yeah.
until the final. Then it was a bit like that. So
Sure.
yeah, no, I agree. Like it's a different atmosphere for sure.
I think Nips and Puss, they can handle their alcohol, but it's different. Like Mike was saying earlier, for whatever 20 years, whatever, it's just them two playing in a basement.
Yeah, it's a big difference. It's a big
Right.
difference.
Like now, there's going to be people standing around, chirping, talking smack.
I was playing. So I was playing JP Pizzle last season,
Yeah.
to get into the championship.
Mhm.
And I was down, I think 9-4 going into the third period. I ended up losing 10-9.
Oh shit.
But this fucking guy wheels his ass over and is in my ear for the whole fucking third period, saying the most nonsensical fucking shit I don't want to listen to. So if you can't sit there and fucking, you know what I mean? Like you gotta focus.
Yeah.
You can't, like, no, first of all, nobody's touching you, nobody's doing
No.
anything like that. But you gotta be able to just
Drown out noise.
drown out all the bullshit.
Yeah.
Because you got to focus on what's going on in front of you. And
Sure.
some people don't realize how hard that can be. But like, I know when I'm playing a regular league game for the W in my house, and my wife walks in the middle of one of those games,
Right.
it makes me want to smash the fucking shit. Because like I can't do both. I can't do both.
Right.
So it's different. It's very different.
So there's like when you see G-Lock.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it.
Yeah.
He is the master of playing through distraction, because I don't know how you do it.
But also, what's his name? He used to be from Minnesota. His wife would be.
Sammy Smith.
Sammy.
Oh,
Same
right.
way.
Yeah.
Shit
Some of
going
those
on all the
streams.
time. There's shit going on all around him, and he's just
Right.
playing through it.
I could never do that. Yeah, I'd be losing every game.
But that's what I'm saying. That's like the difference between the W. Like I want to isolate myself. I want to be in a room by myself so nobody can come in and I can focus. Whereas it's at high, you can't do that.
That's
like,
true.
I'm
Yeah, for
exposed.
sure, yeah.
My fucking balls are hanging out there.
It's
And guess what? In the first 6 games, nobody gives a shit. But when you're playing in the elimination games and there's 20 guys standing behind you and you can feel their breath on your neck, yeah, it sucks balls.
So is it a 1-game elimination, like after the round robin, or is it a
double
2 or 3?
elimination.
Stop that.
Oh, double elimination.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you go into the loser bracket.
Gotcha.
But sometimes when I'm playing nipples, he'll say I'm distracted if
Yeah.
I'm winning. And I try to say to him, what do you think high's going to be?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
dude, you're going to be distracted.
He doesn't even have kids. He's sitting in his house alone and he's distracted. He's been allotted the one spot at the dining room table. His wife literally gave him a block of the dining room table and said, you can play here. That's it. So he's locked into one spot. And he can't even handle that. So if you can't sit in your own little fucking dining room and play, god damn. Sometimes I start to think he's worse than you. Anyway.
Yeah, good. I'm
Anyway.
excited for that stream though. Yeah, definitely get that
Yeah,
going.
dude, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Hope,
Let me just say, dude,
Yeah.
Nate, we are so happy we had you on, man.
Yeah.
This has fucking been awesome.
Yeah.
We really
Yeah, it's been fun, yeah.
appreciate you giving us your time.
Definitely. Yeah. Listen, this was fun, as always. This is fun interviewing people, getting to know Nate, the manager, the Taipei Typhoons. I'm curious to see how the season ends. I like your chances. I like his chances. Let's go. Listen, you guys can meet in the finals.
Yeah, let's meet in the finals. Yeah.
I'm down. I'm down for that.
Listen, get fucking some balls.
Oh,
Let's
fuck
go.
you. Fuck you, Sean. Fuck you. You're always fucking everything up.
Nate, listen, I'm rooting for you both. So let's go. This is the WolfNCline podcast, episode 2, season 2. We're out.
Later, guys.